uncle, granddad. So my name is Ra. I am currently living in Germany. I started trading in 2020, and I never looked back. I've just started my journey for the 10,000 funded account, so I'm up for it, and I'm grateful for everyone in here, especially UG, for putting me on and not giving up on me as well. Like I like that. I appreciate that, and I'm grateful for Breath as well.
No, thank you, and you're welcome.
I'm gonna pass the mic to whoever wants it, actually.
If you're scared, say you're
scared. So, everybody, how everybody doing? My name Pun, you know what I'm saying? Good old country boy. Graded baby, raised up in Thompson, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Population 6,000. I'm grateful to be here, man. I'm grateful for the wisdom I gained over time. I started trading. I got into trading in 2019, and
I want to get in trade.
Right now, I'm proud of myself and where I'm at. My knowledge of the whole game. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You know, like I tell everybody, just keep going, and they're gonna hit you, and you're gonna be a master trader. And when you get there, can't nobody take it from you. You know what I mean? It's I'm glad I went through it, all the mental hurdles and everything. It taught me a lot, you know what I'm saying, about myself and everything. But I'm grateful for the skill God gave me.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey y'all, my given name is China Thompson, and that's where I get Chai, like the D Chai T. That's literally my name. That's my taken name. You know what? I'm grateful for life. Like Ross said, Rush. I too was in a terrible accident, and it humbled me to know that I literally could be immobile right now. I've been humbled by my 6, now 7-year-old. He was taking care of me because I couldn't do for either of us, and I'm moving now. You know, not like I was, and not like I want to be, but I am. You know, and I get better every day. So I'm just hella grateful for the ability to stand 10 toes and 2 feet and move 2 arms and have 10 fingers that work for me. So I'm just grateful for mobility and life and second chances and sometimes 100th chances. and I'm also grateful for access. You know, like in the day and age where there's so much information and we're overwhelmed and inundated by it, it's kind of hard to filter out what's valuable and what's not. So I'm hella grateful to have been placed in the right rooms next to the right people who are making the right money and who care enough to share still before the price went up. I've been very lucky, very blessed, very great, very great. Well, hold on, wait, let me take blessed back. Y'all taught me that. Very favored. And that favor feel real good because everyone don't have access to the same amount of information. So I'm grateful for access to it and the wherewithal to identify that I have more knowledge than a little bit and to understand how important it is and that I can use it. So I don't got it yet, but I'm getting it. And I'm just grateful to be a type of person that knows I'm going to get it, that wants to get it. I'm grateful for me. So I guess that's 3 things.
That's what's up.
I'm going to call out who's next because ain't nobody say nothing. There's either Goddess J or that's 2 people. So I guess Wu just got on the call. So
peace. My name is Jacinta. I'm from Decatur, Georgia. I'm a little quiet because my son is 2 years old. He doesn't know what be quiet means.
Okay.
And I am grateful to be living life on my own terms.
All right. At least he don't be quiet like the rest of y'all.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I miss my loud 2-year-old, man. I really miss it.
Sit down.
That's so dope that you have a baby. And legit, G could tell you my son been on calls for a while and he started at 3 and he knows how to trade. See, he said, G.
Yes, he's very vocal. Sit down.
Hey, baby.
That's what I like.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself again.
It's nice to meet you officially, Cynthia.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you.
That's right. What he said.
Man, facts.
I love babies. I don't think I like children.
Oh
That's
yeah.
weird. They grow into children.
And then adults.
Yeah, adults really suck.
Anybody make a pretty baby? Let me see a pretty adult. I'm talking mess. Inside and out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm about getting in a buy. I think I might hold the water in 15 minutes, but don't over leverage.
Mhm.
Say
To
that,
keep it
'cause
real,
that was the name of the game this week.
yeah. To keep it real, I'm actually gonna go for that 20 pip trading plan. I was
Yeah.
telling you earlier, I over leveraged on on my funded account, and I blowed that shit. So fuck it. I don't even know if
Yesterday was the day. It was a crazy day yesterday. And
I
I
just
looked at the
overdid.
chart. I was like,
Oh,
not
this
happening
spread
today.
just did me.
I overdid
Oh,
it
it's
because
NFP week.
Go ahead.
No, I forgot it was I just it's NFP week, and I have this theory that there's way more manipulation than usual because a lot more of us have the access to the knowledge than before. I could be wrong, but it's starting to feel that way after watching the markets for a few years now.
Yeah, my advice, I don't get none of that shit energy. I never really, that's why I don't watch news. I never cared about none of that. That's why the people who do watch my charts and notice, I post Monday through Friday. If you give that, then that's what it's going to be. If you're going to do that, take heed to it and don't trade. But other than that, I don't care about none of that stuff.
Gems, thank you for that.
Yeah. Don't trade. That would be my advice.
Yeah, like Monday to Wednesday it'd be straight, you know what I'm saying? But Thursday and Friday, that's when your craziness really start. You know what I'm saying? Usually they'll trade Monday and Tuesday most definitely, you know what I'm saying? Option on Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday, like a lot of people they'll let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in that buy and I'm blue already. Thank you.
Yeah, I caught it right off. And I'm going for that. I might still do my 40 pips, but as far as the get that and get out and use them lot sizes for the 20 pip trader plan, that's what I'm finna do. I've never actually done it, and I actually just heard somebody just passed it. So
that's exciting. I would like to hop on that too.
Yeah.
You're starting today?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I funded my my Hero Effects account on MetaTrader 5, so I'm gonna be using
Yeah, I
that.
started today as well. Let's get it. Let's
Hey, well,
get
then
it.
I
need to catch up. Nope, get doggy.
And welcome to the call, Woo Carter. 9 times out of 10, I'm assuming you're from the Whatever It Takes group because it's Wednesday, and I don't know no Woo, so what's happening?
What's up?
Hold on.
One of my favorite movies.
This is on my computer, bro.
What happened?
Brian, I'm just on my computer.
Oh man, come on, man, change that name, man. I didn't know if it was Lil Wayne on the call or what.
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter. Woo effing Carter. That's really just a Zoom account though, but all good. You know.
He might be a different person on his phone.
Yeah, man, you got a link, so I can't even show you how to use this app. We in the buy right now, so it's already up 10 pips so far. I'm up like 13, 14 pips. Yeah, I'm up 16 pips. Yeah, it's good. We're going. We're making gravy.
And it's gonna be delicious.
Go ahead, baby.
No sausage.
Look how she jumping.
Oh, we up 20 pips.
Let's put it.
Cool.
I like this. I like the 20 pip baseline. I actually been thinking like I want to take it back to the basics. When I was a $50 to $500 trader, I realized my gratitude has changed to expectation instead of gratitude, being grateful. So kicking it a little classic, taking it back to the drawing board. And I like it actually. I guess that's called enjoying the journey, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And going back to the basics, appreciating the little things.
Yeah.
Sticking with what works.
Well, and then every little bit adds up to a lot. Just like when we go into Target and everything's on sale. I like Target. I'm gonna use this example. I go into Target and everything is on sale. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. Too many good deals is a bad deal. Too many small come ups it's a lot of money. So like,
too many anything.
Yeah. So moderation and I want to take that simplistic mindset that way, because as we become millionaires and billionaires and, guap shot collars, when we got it like that, I don't ever want to lose track of where I come from and who I am, and appreciating the very little that made me a lot. So, back to the basics, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. That's gonna make me go over the moving average today. We finna go over the whole ketchup crossing the mustard today, guys.
Let's do it.
Yes.
That still work. It still counts. I know, right? I need to stay with TP2, but I've never went over the moving averages, and I always say they all do the same thing. They're just an average of a certain amount of candles. That's why the period is different: 5, 13, 50, 200, 800. But they all can be used as entries, exits, TPs, all the same kind of stuff. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I did take the ketchup off my phone. It pretty much just follows the candles. On a higher time frame, it's a little different, especially on the hour. I really don't think the ketchup becomes significant until the hour, to be honest with you, because it can do things like just bounce off of it when it comes to the hour chart. But
that answers a lot.
Up until that point, they correlate with each other. So honestly, your ketchup on the hour is pretty much your mustard on the 15-minute chart anyway. So the way this whole craze with this whole strategy even started was, well, at least when I came across it, was the whole ketchup crossing the mustard. It was still M's and W's, take a leg of the M and W, and it was still using the RSI. If it was down here, you're looking for W's, at top looking for M's. But it was, I don't want to say a better signal. I don't want to say better than the TDI. It's honestly more for confirmation. It's a later entry, but when you're still recognizing your high and your low of the day and your second leg of your M, 9 times out of 10, when that crosses like that, it's guaranteed. And what I know works for me is when it does cross, is to wait for the first pullback. It doesn't always happen perfectly like that. But when the ketchup crosses the mustard going down, it sells. And when it crosses going up, it buys like it did down here. This is still based off the 15-minute chart. And your ketchup, I don't want to know how to describe it. Pretty much just follow the candles. Your mustard is pretty much for your pullback and the continuation of the trend it's in. Your water on the 15-minute chart is your overall trend line, and your mayo is your correction. And if it gets to the blueberry, it's the same thing. It's just another correction. But you always have to recognize that MRW to know when to use them. Like yesterday, I tried to buy off the blueberry and that didn't work. It just went straight through it. Because the trend was the sell. And I said this Friday, I believe even Friday and Monday, I knew it was going to sell. And for some reason, I went in there trying to hit buys. Even when it hit the blueberry, I was better off not trading at all or just letting it ride. But you still have to pay to attention what's the overall trend for the day, which are 3 to 5 days, and are your sales stronger than your buys? You can always find a buy and a sell in the same day, but what's the real true move or trend of the market? So yesterday it played out perfectly with the 6 steps and everything, with the whole consolidation, stop up high, came up for stops from the previous day and dropped. That was your sniper entry, catch across the mustard, continuation off the mustard, reversed at the end of the day back in consolidation. That played out too perfect, and I let that get the best of me yesterday. But the ketchup crossing the mustard is one sign for the direction of the trend. Also, another one is honestly the water crossing the mayo. So here your ketchup crossed the mustard here, it continue off the mustard. And if you were in this sale, that right there when the water crossed the mayo would have just been another confirmation to stay in your trade. I don't like to enter trades late, but you can enter trades off of the mustard. That's very, I'm not gonna say it's risky. It's just I don't tend to do that. But when you see something like this, that would make it safer to enter your trade and put your stop like above the moving averages. And just on yesterday, you can set your stop losses to stuff like that. So yesterday in the sale, it would have been safe to put your stop above the water in the mayo. Excuse me. This thing like it turned around. Everybody's still in here.
I'm looking at it.
I got a couple of entries, so I took some, but it looks like it's pushing up right now. I swear every time I get 20, 30 pips, it's just coming for me. But yeah, so your water crossing the mayo is another thing you can look for. I'm gonna see. Let me see. Because now that it's cross going down, it could just keep selling. It's at the water now. It could keep selling. It can come up to the mayo and correct itself, or the blueberry. Those could be TPs if it continues to rise. But since this water has crossed the mayo, usually when that happens, it pulls back up to the mayo and then continues its way down. I'm gonna find like here last week when it was buying and that water crossed the mayo. Your water's your trend line, and usually if it ever breaks it, it retests that mayo one time and continues its way back up. You can go back test that. That usually happens like 90% of the time. Once it's in the trend, and it's gonna do that 3 to 5 days. That's why I did do the buy off the blueberry, because it held the mayo throughout the week in the water. And if it tends to break them, it'll come to that blueberry and usually continue its trend. But that wasn't a goal for yesterday or this week. Let me see. I know it was selling for a whole lot before last week. We could start here. And these arrows, I don't know, people ask me about these arrows. Since I'm talking about the moving averages, these arrows are when they catch across the mustard. So when they pointing down, they cross the going down, pointing up, they cross the going up. The thing is, you don't want to get caught in to every single time to catch up the mustard cross. You still need to be looking for your M's and W's, using your TDI for where it's at. The green line is pretty much your RSI. If it's at top, you're still looking for sales. At bottom, you're still looking for buys. Pete, you still got to put all that into play, put that in consideration, and look for the overall move. So something like this, you could have did that buy. I mean, honestly, for this, it was the low of the day. It was still at the low of the day. Let me go in close. And it was above the water. And honestly, that look like you're still about a good 50, 60 pips. That stuff be looking small, but when you go look at it, 52. It went as high as 59. Yeah, it was still a good 70 pips, depending on your entry. It was as low as what, 51. I just went up to 52 just in case. Just you still would have got your moves out of that and could have been done. But this was a reversal. So let me see. It was probably going up. Oh no, that's a crazy looking week. Monday, Tuesday was the low of the week. It was the low of the week. Came up, reversed on Thursday, and dropped. The way that played out, was that ketchup, crust of mustard going down right here. That's tricky. I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't mess with that. But I'm gonna tell you, one of my favorite moves is when the candles cross over the water and pulls back one more time. It's pretty much how we're in this trade right now. The candles have crossed over the water, they pulled back to it, and I'm waiting. To me, this would be the second leg of the W if it pushes up. It did that first push up off the water. That was a good push up. But if it wants to go up for the day, it's gonna make a new high and pass that. So that's why I got into this trade. That's kind of one of my only, I think, signature trades that I like when it's not a sniper entry, is when the candles cross over the water and they pull back one more time. And from there, they usually just take off. I want everybody to back test that. I'm gonna go show examples of that if I see it. But here, the ketchup, crust, and mustard going down. Your M was set here on the high. Divergence was shown. I piece all of this together still. Like your RSI was way up here and the candles are up here. But as the candles went higher, the RSI went lower, and your green crust of red for the M here. And when the ketchup, crust, and mustard going down, that was another indicator to get into the trade. It pulled back up to the mustard and continued its way down. The 6 steps still played out. Consolidation, stop up to the high. There was your sniper entry. Drop, continuation off the mustard. End of the day, reverse back into consolidation. That's why I keep telling everybody to sit in them 6 steps. But that's for your benefit, not mine. But if you're able to piece all of this together, it just makes it that much better. So after that drop, the rule is if the water is on top, the candles are pushed down. And if the water's on the bottom, the candles go up. Your water is your overall trend line. Now, this happens on every time frame, but I like to base it off the 15-minute. The hour is good too, for a day-to-day trade. But here, that's kind of like, okay, it crossed here and pulled back up. I'm sorry, that stuff keep getting in the way. When it first crossed here and pulled back up to the water, it dropped. It didn't get all the way to the water. It really held the mustard, and then it dropped. It did the same thing here. It pulled back up to it, ketchup, crust, the mustard, water, all at the same time. When you see stuff like that, that's usually a big move. It's usually going to give it's going to move real fast, a whole lot when that crosses back to back like that. Ketchup and mustard in the water all at once, pretty much. It crossed, and it just, that first candle right there just dropped. It stayed up, it didn't pull back to the mustard, but it pretty much stayed up under the mustard. It just really just held the ketchup the whole way down. Got to the end of the day, reversed back to consolidation. So that's pretty much how the moving averages work. It was in a downtrend, overall downtrend, and pulled up to the Mayo and dropped. It breaking it a little bit doesn't mean it's going to keep going up. You still have to recognize things like your candle patterns or your wicks, or even in the RSI right here, still using the TDI, crossed it back down right there. So you can use those together, like how it hit the Bollinger Bands, it hit the Mayo at the same time, the green crossed the red, and then the ketchup crossed the mustard. That was a pretty late entry on this point when that crossed. But this day right here, it was pretty much inside this one little zone. So I'm always say, if you don't recognize it, just don't trade it.
Don't do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just don't trade it. I'm trying to find examples of it probably already don't happen. Even one like this, when it came up, when it did hit that water like that, still looking at your TDI, at the same time it was in this area. It was pretty much holding the water and it broke out of the bolus bands a little bit, but it came back inside and the green crossed the red at the same time. Like this right here, just that was all at once. That was damn near 100% signal to get into a cell. And then this is also, I've been telling people to pay attention to the order of the moving averages. It was the water, mayo, blueberry. When they're in that order, that's when they're in that order, if the water is on top, remember that the candle's pushed down. So if you got your water on top and the candle's underneath, and then next is the mayo and the blueberry, they're gonna basically work together to push the candles down. That's pretty much how that works. And vice versa, if the water was on the bottom and then the mayo and the blueberry was under the water and the candles are on top, they're gonna work together to push those candles up. So something like this, they got all close together. Usually when they squeeze close together, they have to expand again. And then this area, they like kind of was breaking the water in the mayo and they got to that blueberry and they kept wicking. Your RSI still is down here in the buy zone. Your green crossed the red right there. Ketchup crossed the mustard, all back to back. And they pushed up once they got away from there. Like real fast and easy. So usually, like I said, your water's your trend line. If it breaks it, it usually will correct at the mayo. And if it breaks that, just didn't touch the blueberry, but it got close and it held the blueberry higher today. RSI was where it needed to be in the sell zone. Now this crossed that kind of late, in my opinion. But at the same time, the RSI still always crosses before the ketchup crossed the mustard, 9 times out of 10. In this situation, it looked like, let me see, because the arrow is right there. Yeah, it crossed right there. It was pretty much back. Yeah, it crossed the TDI crossed first, and then the ketchup crossed the mustard. So it held the blueberry higher today. Honestly, the safest way for this trade, I got smaller in my bag with this. It's Thursday. All right, we back up in profit on that. Bye. That would have been your real second leg of your M. It's good to see it in the RSI TDI, but you still also need to see it in the candles itself. But the high was set, so you know it came down. Wait for that first pullback, and that's it right there. These are safer trades, honestly. These are such. I know me. I be trying to get the first little wick I see. When it's off an indicator or moving average or something like this, no problem. They make it easy like that. But right here, you just got to use your better judgment. Be patient and wait for it. Honestly, just wait for it. Because the way these candles two pushed up, you wouldn't think it was going to turn around like that anyway. This is almost like a railroad. It probably looks like one on the 30-minute or the hour. But this is just an example of it correcting itself, basically. Let me see how this plays out. You got your 1, 2 days of drop. This day was pretty much, it's probably almost like a doji on the day chart. Came up to the mayo here, corrected itself. But these are actually rising. So you had 2 days of drop. That's actually 1, 2, 3 days of rise. And it corrected itself on Thursday and started over, reset for the drop. That's 1, 2, 3 days of drop. It just kept holding the mayo perfectly high today. RSI, TDI, everything's in the same place. Every time it hit the mayo, it was hitting the Bollinger Bands. Piece all of that together. Let me take some of that. This thing need to just make a new high. Stop playing. They need to hit TB2 and stop playing. But where was I at? Okay, 1, 2, 3 days to drop. This was almost like a doji too. It was a reset. To me, it was a reset. It came up. That's a crazy looking day right there. I can't even explain that one. I probably still would have traded it. It's gonna make me want to go back to see what happened. That was Valentine's Day. That's why I look crazy like that. But this is an example. Okay, right here, it broke the water in the mayo, and it came down. And what it did, it came up to the mayo right there and dropped a little bit. But this was the last touch. Your RSI is in the right spot in the sell zone. Your TDI crossed. It hit the mayo, so it's kind of like it's holding that resistance, and it basically got back up under the moving averages and came up to retest them and continued its way down. That's the stuff I'd be looking for. Right here, it kept doing it. It just kept holding the mayo. The water, it pretty much was, it just kept breaking the water. It held it right here though. When the water was on top, the candles went down. But what I want to point out is when your moving averages are moving straight across, starting with the water, it's usually consolidating overall. It's resetting, it's collecting orders. That's another thing to notice with the moving averages. Let me see, should I make this smaller? Yeah, because this dropped. This is a crazy looking day, but the water pretty much went straight across, and then it corrected itself at the mayo again and dropped. Now, Friday, this is an example of where it crossed over the water, came back down to it. Now, it wicked. It was coming back for the low, but it pushed back up. So even if I want to look and see and count this, like if you would have entered off the water 1826, it dropped, it almost did 40 pips a drop on that wick. I remember catching this though, I actually caught that. But this is, if you don't see it the first day, the second day, it came up, came back down to the water, expect it to hold that water on the second and third day. When the trend reverses, like even now it's selling, well, right now it's selling and it crossed back over the water like it wants to keep going up. But when it got an overall trend and it resets and now it's in an uptrend, when it comes back to that water, trust it to hold that. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna hold that and just keep bouncing off of it. You can still get your 20 to 40 pips every time it hits that when you're in line with the trend and you know what trend you're looking for. The only hard part, honestly, is just seeing it happen when it happens. But when it came down here, even the candles did a down, up. That's a W. Yeah, TDI did the same, did a W, green across the red right here, all in conjunction together. They're all working together. That was an easy trade right there. Every time it hit the water, it just bounced up. And you could have got your 40 pips each time. But that high was a 47 right here. I'm gonna just go with 46 around it. Even that was a good 30 pips, if not the whole 40. And then here's an example of it crossing back under the water, come back up to it and held it and dropped. They're definitely not perfect. The moving average is definitely perfect to me. You still have to put everything else together to piece it because you can't trust it every single, like right here, hitting sell, that was a no-go. That wouldn't have worked. Even looking at this, you would have waited for it to get up here and the green crossed the red. I'll put the cursor on it. Yeah, that didn't happen until this candle with the green cross on the red. So that's why I still like the TDI over everything, but I've never really gone over the moving averages. Um, and this happens on every time frame. So even for the minute and the 5 minute, if you're somebody that likes to scout, you could still apply this same thing to it. With the I'm gonna go down to the minute. It's a little slow. There we go. I know that minute be looking crazy. It's not too crazy. But the whole ketchup crossing the mustard on the 15 minute is the same as the water crossing the mayo on the minute. They cross at the same time. So I know people that use this for the interest. They wait for the water to cross the mayo and then that retest to the mayo and get in your cell. And it just held the mayo. But I want to point out, because the moving averages do correlate. So the ketchup on the 15 is the water on the minute. Your mustard on your 15 is the mayo on the minute. The water on the 15 is your blueberry on the minute. And it does that on the hour too. Your mustard on the hour is the water on the 15 minute. The mayo on the hour is your water on the 15 minute. And this is why I like the hour. I do like the hour chart. Probably, I kind of like the hour chart the most, to be honest with you. Because there's a blueberry on the hour chart that doesn't correlate with none of the lower time frames. And that blueberry on the hour chart is usually a good, strong move. The blueberry on the hour chart is actually the water on the 4-hour chart. So they correlate like that. The only ones that don't correlate is the 5 minute and the 30 minute. They correlate with each other, and they're not completely like perfect like the other time frames are. The 5 minute and the 30 minute do their own thing. So I can even take notes or write this down or whatever and send that in the chat. It can be useful over time, but it's mental for me. So I just look at it. I've been doing it so long. I know they correlate like that just by looking at it or switching through the time frames. You can see it for yourself. But the blueberry on the hour is it's like a brand new indicator or something. Once you get past the 15 minute and the 30 minute, it's usually a real strong move when it happens. When you see it, when you're able to use it. Like here, honestly, here, and they're not perfect, but Friday, Monday, when it hit it, and I already knew I was looking for sales because it did all that rise last week. If you're just waiting on your high of the week, waiting to see that M, and still using your TDI, still using the 6 steps, waiting for the consolidation, the stop hunt, and the drop. It did the same thing with the blueberry. Once it crossed over and came back up to it, it dropped again. It came up that one last time, hit that perfectly, and just dropped. I was asleep for this. I'll be honest with you, I don't even think I noticed this till now. This could keep dropping. This could keep dropping and come make a whole new low. This is the low of the year so far. It still didn't ever break it. So it got a chance to actually come in and retest this whole thing altogether if it wants and come back up, whatever it want to do. But I hope I ain't went too far so far.
I'm understanding.
Who said that wrong?
It's Jacinta.
Oh, that's what's up. You understand and I'm good. I think everybody else pretty much get it. I see Mario on the call. She's the other person I would be concerned about. The rest of y'all is master traders. Ooh. And yeah, if anybody got any questions, because I don't want to overdo that with the moving averages. I do want to go show the 30 minute. And everything is being recorded, so I can send these in. But the 30-minute, I like the blueberries on the other time frame. I really don't pay attention to the other moving averages. Like the 5-minute blueberry, 30-minute blueberry. Like I said, I do like the hour. When it comes to the 15 an hour, I like to pay attention to the water and everything. I like to look at all of them. With the other time frames, though, I really focus on the blueberry. Like this here, sometimes I use those for my reasons why I get in trades. It could be something odd like that. 30-minute blueberry. It held the high of the day perfect on Wednesday and dropped for the rest of the day to the low of Tuesday. So they work on all time frames. You just have to, you can't 100% completely rely on them. I believe the hour is probably the best time frame to just rely on moving averages, especially with your mustard and your mayo, which is just the water. Let me see, the water and your mayo on the 15. I'm gonna say mustard and water on the hour. I'm sorry. But you begin to see the M's and W's clearer too using the hour chart. So I'm being more patient. I'm gonna be more patient on my trades and focus more on the hour chart and wait to see a complete M or W before I get into my trade. From there, once I start to see it, you can go down to the 15-minute to look for the entry, to look for, okay, what's happened on the 15 now? Let me see. Like the hour from yesterday. That was perfect on yesterday. But see, on the TDI was under the price line and the green across the red going down here. But I went to the 15, once I see what I'm looking for, my TDI would have been up top and they crossed here. Catch up across the mustard here. That was good for a sale. They pretty much held the catch up the whole day. Came up to the mustard one time and went right back down. Just got hungry out of nowhere. Dehydrated. What's going on, D?
What up, dog?
Going over the moving averages today. This thing need to just shoot up. I don't know why it's even playing around. I think the overall move for this week, it could still be a drop. Today, really, I don't know. Today, it could be holding last week's low or the low of the year. So honestly, it's still in the air. It could make a big W off of here. It hit the Mayo. This is the daily chart. So that was another reason why last week was just so smooth. All I did was look for buys last week. This is some similar, close, almost to a morning star, but it just hit the Mayo perfectly. And the green crossed the red for your W on the TDI and put them together. It just was perfect. 1, 2, 3 days of rise, a correction on the 4th day, 5 day, 5th day, it rised all together, then reversed. So you can use this, the higher the time frame, the longer the trade. You can use this for your swing trades, and position trading once you recognize this stuff on a higher time frame. Because on lower time frames, this was like W's, but on here, it was just a V. And so it can even come to make a bigger W on the day chart. It can come and hold this and do the same as that thing. And if it really wants to push up, it'll break last week's high, what it did last week, and keep going up. So, like I said, these work on every time frame. Even here, it crossed over the water. It didn't come back to the water perfectly, but once it made that low, water's on the bottom, the candles push up, it just pushed up. And this is months when it's on the daily chart. So it's like 3 straight months of rise. And it's still the same concept. 3 to 5 days, daily chart, 3 to 5 months, and then 3 months, pull back. It could be correcting itself to continue again. Same thing works every time frame. I know the 4-hour chart, it hit the blueberry. last week. Where we at? Yeah, this blueberry right here. That's your W. It came up one time, did the first leg. What it's doing on the day chart now is what this could look like in the long run. It did that first part. Looks like a V on the 4 hour. It's M's and it's W's on the 15-minute and the hour, but it came for that second part of that W. Hit the blueberry again, it wicked under it and just shot its way up. It got above the water, came to the water, and shot back up. That whole, to me, that's a signature trade I'll be looking for. When it breaks it and comes back to retest it. Came up to the Mayo, pretty much held the Mayo. Started making wicks. Hit the Mayo one last time, bam. Waters TP1, came back to the blueberry, TP2. I don't know if I want to keep dropping or it's going to reset and do what it did last week and make an even bigger W. Well, that's how that works. 4 hour chart, this is another example. When it crossed up under the water, came and it held the mustard. It came up to hit the water one time, dropped again. Came up to it right here, dropped again. That's resetting the trend, getting in on pullbacks. That's what the moving averages are for. I remember this week, killed that all week. It looks even more perfect on your phone. It just hit that water like that. What week is this? What's the last week of January or something like that? And it just, every time it came down there, I remember that. Just kept buying. Overall, did a bigger W. That's how the moving averages work. I just really want everybody to back test and just go through any pair, go through, all time frames and just keep swiping back to see what's already happened and just look at the moving averages and notice what they do. They usually always they have a point where they're close together. Like even here, when they're close together, something major is about to happen. You got your water, Mayo blueberry. It held the blueberry, came down. It kept playing around for a little bit, kept testing the Mayo. Once it got up under that water, it started wicking under the water. That's it. It just took off. That's 3 straight weeks. From the beginning, it was the high. There's 1, 2, 3 weeks of drop, correct itself to the water, and dropped again, 4 or 5. 5 weeks of drop. It reversed and corrected itself on the 6th day. There was a complete reversal. Got on top of the water, came down. Remember, they're not perfect, but when you piece this together with your 6 steps, your recognizing candle patterns, reversals, and your TDI, you'll be able to piece all of this together and use the moving averages. And it got back above the water, came down. When it got close, that's a W right there. Came up again, came down, hit your Mayo, went back up again. Every time it got close to the water, another W went up again. At this point, it was holding the blueberry. They don't have to touch it. They don't have to touch them perfectly. They can get close. Sometimes they can get above them a little bit and then wick back down. They can get under them like this situation and come back up. You just got to be patient on the move. I used to just jump in as soon as it touched them. That's not always the best thing. Sometimes it is. Sometimes they don't go back up. They'll come, they'll come tap them like that, railroad, and just, they never come back. Come in and retest the Mayo. Kept dropping every single time. Now it's hitting the water. It's not even getting to the Mayo. Another thing I want to point out, I used to pay attention to this. That first time it hits them and it takes off, it's a good push. Like even if I was to use this as an example, it was a real good push. I used to count the pips and I noticed that, okay, when it's in its cycle and it's going in the same direction for 3 to 5 days, every time it comes back to them, that push gets weaker and weaker, so to speak. Even if it's making higher highs, the amount of pips from when it touched until its peak, until it pulled back or start to pull back, the pips get lower and lower. So even if I was just to count this, and 17, 14, and let me see, it went up like maybe this high. It's about 700 pips, a little over 700. When it came back to it, 1753, 54, that's about another 400 pips. It went from 700 to 400 pips. And then now it's going to start getting weaker. It might do 300 pips, 200. That's me recognizing that it's getting exhausted. The indicator isn't as strong as it was. And so it's going to reverse. It's going to start to reverse. That's another thing I want you to pay attention to. When it hits that water and that mayo, it's going up. But like here, when it hit that, straight, it's just dropping. Let me see. 63 down to, I'm gonna just say 20. It's like about 400 pips. And pull back. Let me see. This one was a good push. 32. And it just pushed like with no pull, basically no pull back. That's about 200 pips. Oh no, that's way more than that. It's like 800 pips. But that's what I've noticed, especially on your 15-minute and your hour time frame. It just starts to get exhausted. And it's got to reverse. Even here. Like it just kept bouncing off the mayo. And it kept bouncing off. And after a while, it broke it here. And that's when it was exhausted. Now it's reversed completely. It kept pushing off the water here, strong pushes. And then it started to get weaker and weaker until it reversed. So also pay attention to that. It's not gonna, I put it like this. Trading off the indicators works until the trend fully reverses. So when you notice stuff like this and it hits the water, you can do that every single time it happens. If you do that every single time it happens, you're gonna win more than you lose anyway. As long as you got a good stop loss and you stick it to your pip goals, you can do that all day, every day. And when the one time you're wrong, just give yourself time to let it see if it's fully resetting. Like you would have did it here, it would have went nowhere. Over here was kind of breaking it wick. That's another thing to pay attention to. I'm sorry. When it hit these, it was like perfect, almost perfect. It barely made wicks and it pushed up. Right here, same situation. Here it made this little wick, pushed up, but right here, it started to break it a little bit before it would. It just consolidated from there. It really didn't. If anybody would have entered off of this one, you might have been all right. $17.12. It went down 10. It made a 10 pip wick. It went as high as 18. It's still 60 pips. That still would have been good. But after that, it started to tap out. And so now your trend reversed. And if you was to trade just using the water, next time it got to it, you'd have been good. Right here, you'd have been good. Even when these look small, these be 40, 50, 60 pip moves still. So it don't have to look like much. 74. I'm sorry, even the next candle went as low as 66. Still 80 pips. 100 pips. So it's still giving you what you need. If it breaks that water, your next, let's see if it's gonna hold the mayo. Got to the mayo, that's how you would do it. It's usually always, it's gonna hold the water until it breaks the mayo. And then usually when it gets to the mayo, that first time it gets to it after a reset of the trend, it usually holds it. Holds the mayo and continue its way down. If it ever gets to a point where it breaks the mayo, then it's going to the blueberry. It got close and came back down, reset for an uptrend, but then when it got all the way to the blueberry, it went right back down like it was doing before that. So they're corrections. If you were in buys after you realized this big W, that would have been your TP. Now they're TPs. When they hit the water here, it was a TP. TP here. It's not going down anymore. Or if you think it was just gonna shoot down and you caught this by, get out at the water, you're still getting your pip goal every single time. As long as your entries is still using, you can use the catch across the mustard along with the TDI. You see it cross on the TDI first. And if you want to be patient after that TDI crosses, you can wait to see if the catch up is going to cross the mustard. And when that happens, you're good to go. Got to the blueberry, started holding the blueberry. Now it's back up under the water and the mayo again. It didn't really push down too far though. Not for it to hit the blueberry like that. That's not a real big push. But this first time right here, was that 17? Well, I'm gonna go with 74. $61. It's already like 130 pips a drop. The next day low was 54. That's 200 pips since it hit it. The third day, this was 3 days of drop. But this ain't really a day of drop. This is really 1, 2 right here and 3. On the third day, when as low as 31 from 74, it's like 430 pips. So that's still a hold. We don't need all of it. That's good enough. You know, usually though, sometimes when it hits that blueberry, it'll go 700, 800 pips, no problem, within them 3 to 5 days. Came up, corrected itself at the blueberry again perfectly, dropped again, gave another drop. Just took out that low, made a new low, and after that, it reset. That was day 3, 4, 5, and reset the next day. That's how the moving averages work. Anybody got any questions, comments?
I love listening to that. I will have to go back and write everything down.
Yeah, this is recorded, so when it's ready, I'll send it in.
I'm grateful.
So I do have a question. When you're saying like blueberry water and mustard and mayo and stuff, what are those called? Because I'm trying to put my own, like, put that on my chart, because the one that we set up, it was kind of jumbled. So I was trying to add it myself. But what would those be called?
Put a J. This you, Jay?
Yes.
I'm trying to get used to y'all voices. Yeah, when you say certain stuff, I know you straight from the A like that. Yes, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Extra G.
I remember you saying something about how it got kind of messed up and it had the shadow boxes and stuff. So if we need to, we can even share your screen if we need to and fix that now. But the template I sent you already has this set. You don't have to put it in. It should already be on there. So
yeah, it's on there, but I don't like the way it looks.
It's not about that.
What's the phone that you have? Or do you have it on your computer or something?
It's on the laptop.
Oh.
Yeah, the problem with that template, I think, was the shadow boxes. If we can get one where that's not on there, then that's probably what it is. Because as far as the moving averages, they're already on there.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what it looks like.
You want to share your screen?
I can wait or whatever. It doesn't matter.
I need that template. Yeah, I can send it to you. All right, y'all. This whole trade, I'm not sure what I want to do at this point now. Look like it's holding the mustard on the 15 minute. Yeah.
Hey G, could you say what your moving averaging numbers are again?
5 is the ketchup. 13 is the mustard. The water is 50. The mayo is 200. And the blueberry is 800.
Okay, cool.
Now I'm gonna give y'all one little secret. The template is exponential. That's why some people look at it. Mine don't look like this. See the water on top right here, but it's on the bottom of your phone. I think that was actually I'm gonna say honestly, probably a mishap with when I was taught this strategy. But what I've come to learn is because I have both. My phone is on simple, and honestly, the simple is more accurate most of the time. My laptop has exponential. So ultimately, I honestly use them both. I will say what I do is I have an extra mayo and blueberry in my phone, and they're different colors. They're blacked out. I can see them, but that just gives me an extra eye to look for it when it does happen. Kind of like 4 hour. If you go to your 4 hour chart, it's been hitting the blueberry, hit the blueberry like yesterday and last week, but it's not like that on the phone. Some people I know have exponential on their phone, because they already knew about this or whatever, and they just see me doing the same thing, and so you know stuff like that. Some people already knew this stuff before they met me, basically. So that's just something I want to point out. I can't really say or tell you what to do. Overall, the simple has always been more accurate to me. I had them both in my phone at one point a couple years ago. Just got all the moving averages in there. The ketchup and the mustard really don't matter. It's the watermelon and the blueberry that start to make the difference. So
Mhm.
especially on the 15-minute and up time frame.
Heavy
But
hitters.
yeah, so I I guess what keeps me sane is I am used to my phone, and when I get on here, I'm just able to see both, and so I just still use my better judgment. Like right now, it's bouncing off the water again on your phone on a 15-minute time frame. On here, it was just holding the water and went down, but I think it wants to push up. Because the only other thing you have to start to recognize is the levels, and you don't have to recognize full levels. It's really only one major rule to this that you can consistently do, and that's when there's a high or the low of the day, and you clearly see a M or a W, is when it consolidates. Don't trade, counter trade the trend. So in this situation, if I'm looking for a push up, I'm looking for it to push up out of consolidation. Now we did this the first time. This was your. It looks funny, it's almost like straight across, but this was your W for the day. That was the low of the day, and it went up. It consolidated, and even though the water was right here, it pushed up out of it. And each time it pushes up or down, your level is 30 to 50 pips. That's another reason why people secure their 30 to 50 pips,
Mm.
because it does that without pullback. So let me go higher. Yeah, so that was your W on your TDI, and the green crossed the red. That was at the low of the day. Catch up crossed the mustard up here, and it rolled the mustard, but then it started to consolidate, and then it came down and pushed up out of it. So let me see, that's a high of 18. I'm gonna go with 16, and that's 12. That's low 40. You still would have got 30 pips in between without having the best entry and getting out before it pulled back. That's pretty much the reasoning behind that securing your profit. Most people did 30 pips. And that's usually with forex pairs. That's why with gold you could possibly get 40 or better out of it. But 30 pips really is a sweet spot. Um, when it comes to the levels. So that's something else you want to start to piece together, with not just relying on one thing to trade. Like if
Mhm.
you had to rely on the water right here, you probably would have got 20 pips. It depends what you're going for. 15, you would have got 20 pips when it got to 13, somewhere around there. It depends on your entry, and it might not be perfect. That's why I usually tend to I just round my numbers anyway. for anybody, you know, when I put in signals, I just round it. So sometimes you're not going to get a full, if you're going for 40, it might be 38 or something like that. You know what I mean? So one of the biggest rules is don't lose no trade over 2 pips. Don't sit there and see it almost hit your TP and just take it if you've seen it when it was about to hit it. Because it might not completely hit it, and now you wish you would have took them 18 pips over that 20 or whatever the case was. It depends on how big the pushes are, but always use your better judgment. If you need to just take it where it's at, take it where it's at. Be done for the day.
So if there's a morning star on the 5 minute when it closes in a minute, is that good for us? That's good for us, yeah. Like put it together.
Oh yeah. The 5 minute is how you break down a 15-minute candle in threes. While we can see one big 15-minute candle, that's when I do go down to the 5 minute for entries.
It's like 2 morning stars back to back.
It showed it, yep. And even looking at here, it showed the arrow to get in, it showed divergence. Green just crossed the red. It came back down to the red and bounced off.
Oh, and it closed above the water.
Yeah. So yeah, this should keep pushing up. They're just playing around with it right now. But
I just like when we all say the same thing, Gold be like, all right, I'm gonna listen to y'all.
Yeah, it need to do something. And then the way that works, okay, yeah, closed above the water. What it can do is come back down to it and wick right off and keep pushing back up. That's how that works. When the candles first start, they usually go the wrong way to make a wick. So don't get scared out of your trades or nothing like that, because
exactly
what she just said was just perfect. She said it closed above the water. Damn, now we and it just did that. It might come want to do it again. You never, but that's usually what it does is his sit, and then keeps going up the way it wanted to go. Trying to see if there's any.
I'm glad you moved the screen, because the way that candle was moving, I was starting to be like, mindset. That's not necessary, Chai.
Right. Got it.
And this right here, that's when I usually go down to the 5 minute. The minute do be crazy. Is when I know I got an entry and I'm looking to see what's gonna be my best entry. Like, okay, I want to enter. I could have went from the hour and be like, okay, I see a W forming. That's when I go down lower. I'm usually always between the 15 and the hour, but that's when I'll go to the 5 or the minute. And this showed the perfect example. It crossed over the water and then it came back to it. That was your entry right there. It just rolled it. It just kept bouncing off of it from there. It does the same thing every time frame. Go ahead. Somebody's about to say something. All right.
No, that was Batman walking by saying hi to the dog. That's why I needed the phone.
All right. I need to drink some more water, y'all. Take some sea moss. My mouth is getting dry.
Dope Jams, peace, family.
Peace. Oh.
Peace.
We all getting it in.
I know right who in here. I don't know who iPhone is. State your name.
Madaraka, and I don't know. Is that me that says iPhone? I thought my name came up.
I know who Madaraka is. Oh, that might be you that say iPhone. Yeah, because no, your name is on here, child.
Yeah, your name's on there, and then
But somebody came in.
It's me, Shaq.
Hey.
Who that is?
I'm iPhone for today.
Not who that is.
Yeah, I
You don't know who that is.
Oh, look, I didn't realize there's 11 participants. Hey, everybody. Look at
Oh,
Hey,
what's
everyone.
that, Shaq?
Nope, now there's 12.
I'm
Catch
through.
I had to slow down and
The
think
3
about
is a
what I
good
heard.
building number.
Grand Rising,
So,
D, you on Telegram?
Yeah, I got Telegram.
Okay, that's how I can send that template. Let me see.
All right. I gotta hit you on there though.
Yeah, messing me up because I can't never find nobody. I'm Gnetta on there, or if you need my number. I never got it, but I can say it, shout it out.
Oh, I got you on here.
Okay.
I just messaged you.
Okay, good.
We understand. We want to do different. So I know I'm compromising my truthful, no. Receive no. I generate no. I love no. No is good and no is bad. No, it's bad. No, yes, bad. No, it's bad.
This will, you need to download your broker for desktop, and this will automatically install it once you click on these. What I did was added Telegram to my laptop, so I can click on these messages. You can delete Telegram afterwards if you want, and you would just slide these files over to MetaQuotes to your broker.
Okay.
We can get on later, whatever you need to, and help set it up if you need to. And yeah, once these are in your MetaTrader though, they're gonna install automatically. You just have to select it as an indicator. It'll be under customs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said it good.
Your disbelief onto me. If it does not evolve me, then it shall not involve me.
Right
It's
now,
it's a sound in the background. Let's throw off the video. Hold on, let me mute my thing. Somebody might need to mute you. I'm listening to my positive affirmations, my bad, y'all.
it sound like using a whole class. Now, y'all, I don't mind stuff like that if somebody got something to play. I don't ever mind the meditation music. Y'all probably can't even hear. I got Tabisha Bowes playing. Don't nobody ever say they hear him, but I don't be trying to.
Yeah, no, it was going in and out, and I know you were recording it.
Yeah, that'd be the. Let me hold on. Let me share that. Let me share that.
Affirmations, so yeah, peace, peace.
Oh yeah, I used to
I
like
can just sing for everybody. My hurt's a little off, but I got
you. Sound like you got 12s. That's how you have to be in the car bumping Tabisha Bowes.
Well, you know how they pull up, how we pull up.
Bumping them low frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
The high frequencies, low hertz.
And they're killing everybody's chakras in the morning, guys.
Trying to rattle like a mud. They be thinking they beating play some Tabisha Bowes. Like you knocked the whole block down. Yeah, man. I don't know. At the time of the day and what this doing is really just trying to trap folks. It ain't made no real major move yet. It need to either make a new high or new low. I wanted to make a new high.
Make a new high. Shit.
It needs to.
It's coming.
Also, yeah, look like the 15 green digits cross the red. This is one thing about the TDI. It don't have to be down here if the Bollinger Band works like the moving averages. It's basically holding the Bollinger Band. It's support and resistance. So I do want to shout out to Jay talking about some bearish and bullish, y'all. I'm gonna just have to say, I think we all know what that is. So you're gonna make me use all the words in the books. See, what happened is ain't no liquidity right here. So that's why
Don't start.
That's why it hasn't become volatile, because the liquidity just building up.
That sounds messed up.
I could do that shit all damn day if y'all really wanted to, but
keep it a G.
Yeah, I think because of this bit drop, and honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I think it wants to continue for the week. But because of that drop, I was looking for the pullback. And everything else did just align. It could have went either way with a sell or a buy.
And what about the midweek reversal? Like, how strong is that actually?
Oh shit, that always I usually never miss on Wednesdays.
Mhm.
I can't remember last time I watched the trade on a Wednesday. Because the midweek reversal is always easy to point out.
Right.
It could honestly, there's always a whole lot of ways it can play out. I think it wants to move up. Main reason is because the 4-hour chart, this could be a bigger W, and that was the low of the year. So
Right. Like
it could
really
want
low.
to hold that. It came to fill that gap at 1818. It did that. So I do think it wants to go up. It could be a few reasons because even your TDI looks like it wants to buy and the green come across the red. You know what I mean? So I think honestly, when stuff like this happens, I think too many people got it.
Right. And they just scaring people.
Yeah. I think too many people actually got it. Like, we're gonna hold this low of the week. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Sometimes I can tell when it don't
This
got
was
enough.
suspicious.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. When we all ain't nobody tapping out right now.
Right.
Because I sometimes I can tell when it's like, okay, it don't got enough people trapped. That's one thing. But sometimes I'd be like, no, it's too many people just caught that. It want to go up, but it's trying to see who can scare out first.
It
Because
just did some.
That makes
Shit.
sense.
yeah, so did. Come
Keep
on.
going, baby.
Hit
I
my,
see you.
yeah, there we go.
Ooh.
I know I want to hit my TP2, get my 40 pips.
Ooh.
Easy. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Make a new high today. Stop playing.
You can touch the water on the 30. That's good. But you can go higher as well.
Yeah, it's gonna make a new high today. It looks so small on here. Okay, there we go. We've been holding this thing for an hour and almost 2 now. Yeah. And see now with what y'all saying that I want to see what did the 5 minute do. How
What
to
it
actually
do?
play it out. It kept doing morning stars. It did one here. Came back. That was a railroad. And came back, turned to another one. Then
Ooh.
it did it, doing it again.
Go ahead, baby.
There we go. New high. Yep. Bam. I just secured everything I needed. Yeah. See, that's when it's stuff like this, then I go to the 30-minute chart. Then I go, see, it could be the 30-minute water now.
Gee, I need help figuring out how to stay in a trade while
Go to close trade. Are you still in it now?
Yeah, I'm still in it. But
Go
I
to
only
close.
made one trade though. Like,
What's your lot size bigger than a 0.01?
no, yeah, it's 0.25.
Okay, so go to close trade
Okay.
and see at the top you can change your lot size. You can make it smaller. You can't make it bigger.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
so you see the profit at the bottom is the numbers changing as you change the lot size.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So you pick how much you want to get out with. Whatever you're changing it to, that's how much you're taking. So with a 0.25, if you change it to a 0.2, you're basically going to be left with the 0.05 after you do this. It depends on how you want to do it. Yeah. That's how that works.
Okay, cool. All right.
That's what I do. When I'm on my pit goal, I take most of it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I stay in for the rest. I just got out of this though. Because I want to be done with the anxiety.
I hear you.
It just did like 40 pips.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
It could keep pushing, but yeah, I'm just gonna take mine. Stay in it if you want. All that works.
But listen to your gut.
I'm gonna start doing I'm finna do the 20 pip trading plan. So I actually started that today.
Yeah, first day passed.
Yeah.
And
And
it's 333. You know it.
yeah, for you out of Germany.
I love y'all because I walked away from my phone with my ADHD stuff, but I set my TP, and when I came back, it was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, G.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I'm gonna drop y'all a little gem right quick. Hey, can you go to the 4-hour chart right quick?
Yeah. Child, just want to point out, look at your 5 minute. It did like 3 morning stars back to back.
Oh, I missed the third one.
That was the push up, that third one.
Ooh, I see.
All right, what going on, LeVar?
I like you a lot.
All right, now zoom out a little bit.
Oh, y'all, this could keep going though. Green just crossed the red on a 4 hour.
On a 4 hour?
If it wasn't crossed, just looked at
Go
it.
on and hit us with the jam like you had said you was gonna.
All right. Zone back in one.
One, yeah, okay.
Okay. Now, this is about liquidity, but this is the real shit. You feel me? Like a lot of folks talk about it, but they don't understand it. Now, the reason why this didn't go no lower, right? Y'all see that low before? Y'all see the low, the low before this low, right there. You see that right there, right? What did that low do?
It rejected.
Look at the low before it.
It was a stop hunt.
Yeah, it took out liquidity.
Yeah.
So it's no reason for this to go lower. It's going to hold that low because it just took out stops.
Exactly.
If you look on different time frames and all of that, it does that all the time. Like once it take out orders and everything, it has no more reason to go back up there no more because there's no more money up there. You know what I'm saying? It's no more stops and all that. You know what I'm saying? To go reach for. It'll just drop on down, and so it'll hold that high. That's why even if you look at even old highs, when the old high get taken out, what does it do? It'll take out the old high. It'll drop down. It'll come back. It won't take out that recent high, and it'll just drop down again. Even it does it all the time. It does it all the time.
That's what I was saying the day before. Go ahead.
Huh?
No, you were still going?
No, I was
that's what I was saying earlier. I didn't know if it wanted to come in because this is the low of the year and all that. And I was like, too many people probably caught that. Since it came to retest, I didn't know if a lot of people who had entries here with stops down here was basically going to do this all over again, basically.
Yeah, see, the reason they're not gonna, like I said, it took the money and then they're not gonna release no more orders going that way. You get what I'm saying? You remember how Steve Morrow always said, like, once they come back to the high, they're not gonna overtake it again. Yeah, because they got to, you know what I mean?
Kind of even. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I said, but a lot of times, anytime y'all see that, like even in the trend, you know what I'm saying? If you see a high, if you see a lower high, and that lower high took out another high, which was basically a stop hunt. If it comes back up, if it's come back up to that, 9 times out of 10, you already know it's not going to take out that high. Why? Because it already took liquidity. There's no reason for it to go back up there. That's another telltale sign that, like, when I could tell when highs and lows are when they're gonna stay there. You know what I mean? Some people, they call them protected or whatever. You know, they got a many different reasons, but it ain't nothing for the market to reach up there. You know what I'm saying? Like when folk be talking about all the buyers and sellers a lot, that's not what totally moved the market. And what proves that? Think about Bitcoin. When did people stop buying Bitcoin? Never. Even when it was 60,000. When it was 60,000, you probably had the most people in the world buying Bitcoin. And what did it do? It dropped.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Name of the game is to take money. That's why they say trade like the banks. You know what I'm saying? Trade
Mhm.
like the banks.
When you add liquidity to your set of confluences, it's really delicious.
Yeah.
Just when you can add it on, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All it is just where the money at. That's all it is where the money, how they making money. You know what I'm saying? And how they make money is by taking money.
Yes. That's
When you understand that game right there, especially like if you could just recognize like in one spot, right, where they might do a stop hunt. If you look at it, you'll see a trend line. You'll see where people probably looked at, probably said, "Oh, this is support," or "This is resistance," or "This is a bad pattern," "This is this pattern," "This is a wedge." You'll see about 8 different things right there. You know what I'm saying? And they'll do the totally opposite of all of them.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually how I started becoming profitable in the market. I looked at what everybody else was going to do, and then I kept following what everyone else was doing, and I wasn't winning. So I said, well, let me mark it up and then do the opposite. I kid you not. And then when G showed me the market makers theory and he put me on, it made all the sense in the world because it's counterintuitive. Like, we're very intuitive people, but when you have to be intuitive enough to be counterintuitive when the masses are going one way, it opens your eyes to look at it a different way. I swear trading in the zone helped me, like, in conjunction with a lot of the things that I've been taught here with G and are within the Fly Gold community, you know?
Yeah, just like what you just said, ICT, he said the same thing all the time. He said he go on other people's channels and that a retail trader, he said he'll look at what they're doing. So he can do the opposite. He just like to see where their mindset at. Like if he's looking at something, he's kind of, like, okay, maybe, I'm saying I need to see a little something. He'll just go check out and see what everybody else talking about. And then he'll, that he'll come up with something, you know what I mean? Like he'll look at the market different. Like, but all that stuff, like you said, got to think about it. All that stuff that you can Google. When you Google Forex and how to trade Forex, that's all you will see. It's the geometric this and that pattern and flag patterns and all of that.
None. That's why I don't. Yeah.
It's the biggest finesse in the world.
And then that's why y'all probably heard me say that too. Like in 2020, where everything I was learning so far, I just started doing the opposite. I said, "Damn, this is what it's gonna sell. Let me buy." And that's why I keep telling everybody to do them 6 steps, because the 6 steps is recognizing the stop hunt. It's like I said, when they're selling, the false move is up. Once it went up and made that high today, it sold. And when they're buying, the false move is down. It was an uptrend, so every time it went down, that's your stop hunt. Beginning of the day, it went up the rest of the day. It starts off doing dips first, so it can go up. You got to get up to get down. You got to get down to get up. But that's why I tell people, recognizing stop hunt right here, bam. It did a whole good little drop. It was stop hunting, but just like he showed that wick on that 4 hour, this is the same situation on the hour where they did that. This is actually that wick. This is on the hour. This is that on the 4 hour, that first part of the W. So this is how it looks on the hour chart. When everybody had that little move and it came down, they hit them. And when this was happening, this was a big red candle. Everybody, oh, it's selling. It's making new lows. Let me get in. And that's when it turned around. Bam. Came up, didn't come back down, and took off. It was dropping the whole day. Stop hunt, fake move. What it does first is usually the fake move. And once enough people is falling for this drop, it turns around. And then that drop just got smaller and smaller. It's dropping. Everybody see it drop. Everybody want to get in on the drop. At the beginning of the day, market open, they adrenaline and rushing. Market just open. Let me get on the charts. Bam, it's dropping. Let me get in. And then as soon as enough people in that drop, it's gonna go. If enough people got stop losses down here, that's when it'll come that second time to wicket, kind of like this one. It came in and it took off, and so enough people want to still be crazy, and yeah, bam, we're gonna come hit them too, and we really want it to go up. So that all ties in together. That's pretty much the same thing. Recognizing the stop hunt is recognizing how the markets make money.
Yeah, it's all about market structure and know what level you on, to be honest.
liquidity, like he said. Oh snap, y'all. Hold on, my mama just texted me. She talking about going up Stone Mountain.
Oh,
Oh, I wish.
First of all you had to do was go aquatic swimming, and your mom is not playing. Water aerobics and up Stone Mountain. Okay, Ma.
Yeah, mom always ran track and all of that stuff when I was as long as I can remember. Yeah, this gonna go up though. This gonna go up the rest of the day. The 4-hour green across the red, it held the low of the year like you were just showing. That this is gonna be your bigger W. So even though it did all this major drop, we probably can get back into looking for buys on gold again here on out. It might not never come back this low for the rest of the year again. Ain't no telling. It might get to a point where it gets so high and it come down and wick again like this or whatever, and then take back off. But it probably want to hold this. Still gotta play it by charts, look, you know what I mean, and trade for what you see, not what you want it to do. But okay, 11 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna end at 11, y'all, and go over Stone Mountain. That's where I'm gonna be at. Anybody trying to meet me? But
Have fun.
I'm gonna do that.
That might be dope. You say you going up Stone Mountain?
Yeah, at 11.
How tapped in is your mom? Peace, everybody. It's a whole full moon.
What? Yeah. I think the last day was last night, where it looked full.
Yeah, today's the last night.
Yeah.
But you know, the shadow being took a turn.
My mom like that though. She the reason I was doing water aerobics. My mom is like that. It could be a situation like this. Dang, I wanted to show it. Like this week, it'll just be on a higher time frame, 4-hour daily or something like that. You know, this could be gold now. I don't want to never come back, and it gets so high. Let's say you do 1,000 pips or something, it might come back to wick like that one more time or something. That's the most I'm looking for to happen, hopefully. But high today, low today, piece everything else together and stick with it. M's and W's. Once you recognize which one is set, stick with it.
yeah, y'all gonna be good. Y'all in good hand with G. G been doing his thing for a minute.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm all and I ain't never giving up. So it's up 18. I got out. I did get out. I'm doing that 20 pip trader plan, y'all. You ain't even got to complete the whole thing to make some money. I mean, it says 12K in a month. I mean, if you get half of that,
that's discipline. Let's get it.
Get a quarter of that. You made 3,000 in a month. So that's where I'm at with it.
Thanks, fam. Got the gems. Made my pips before I go to work. Love it.
Pipping ain't easy.
But no, it makes sense what you and the other king was saying, because I do remember being in the MLM feeling like they teaching us some stuff, but it's like they got us all in here trying to do the same thing like a bunch of cows or something, you know, and it threw me off. It would throw me off. So this, I think that's why it's just like Chai said, that it's starting to make more sense when you kind of thinking of it more in backwards, you know, versus trying to do what everybody doing. Yeah.
I was doing that really before I learned this whole thing. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
Y'all, this is so relevant, but it's really funny.
It's helpful too. Just like she said, you know, combination of everything we're learning here, and you know, trading in the zone, and then looking at some of those charts from the beat maker stuff and stuff like that. You know, those videos. It's really been very helpful. Thank you so much, G. And everyone else too that's been bringing input. Y'all like the light of my life right now.
That's what's up.
Gratitude.
Same for me.
There's something I want y'all to remember. just like everything that GB teaching y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like one thing, make sure y'all taking y'all notes and y'all writing that stuff down, you know what I'm saying? And y'all looking back over it, y'all listen to the recordings and stuff. Because you gotta look at it like today, where he talked all about the EMA, you know what I'm saying? And that's so much and just right there. And you could just trade with just what he told you. You get what I'm saying? Then you got the TDI. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to recognize like you're not gonna take it all in at once and just have it. You get what I'm saying? Because there's so many different things. But what it is so many different tools and ways to trade that he's giving you. After a while, once you keep on going through, all that stuff is going to click. You're going to see all of it at one time. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened first, like that high, like he's saying, like today, it was holding the high. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was holding the low. You'll see that before it even happened. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna come in with the confluence of the counter formations and the EMAs and then the TDI. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all gonna come full circle. You know what I mean? 'Cause I know some, trading can get frustrating sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it can feel like, man, you're not getting it, or you're just missing something, or you should have it, but just something not there. And all it is just you need that repetition. You need them hours of experience. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like they say, you put 10,000
100%.
hours into something, you'll master it. You know what I mean?
Got to put that work in.
Yeah. Stay looking at them charts. You know what I'm saying? Just stay looking at them charts. You know
Once
what I mean?
Once I realized I had to put it to work, there's no cheating. That's when my trading started to elevate. Do the work. You got to do the work, and everything will come in perfectly how you want it.
That thing took off, y'all.
My mind no FOMO.
It's like Jazz Face say, it's a lot of devices to put this thing together.
Yes, sir.
A lot of bits and moving parts. Piece it all together. I always stick with I need 3 reasons to get on my trade. So you piece that all together. Your market structure part, the price action, the 6 steps I be talking about, high today, low today. That's pretty much all reading the candlestick, the reversal patterns. And then you got your TDI and your moving averages.
Yesterday's high and low.
Right.
Yeah, piece all that together, recognize something, look for 3 of them. Like, for me today, it was that low of the year hold thing for me. I was like, I think they really want to hold that and make a big W on the 4-hour chart, even though it dropped drastically. That was, to me, that was only to fill that gap. It came and filled that gap. And once it did it, it held the low of the year. It went back to, okay, I don't think you want to drop 3 or 5 days now. I think that was a reset. And hey, right here it was the green cross the red off the Bollinger Band, making a W going up right here. It wasn't even down here. So I know I'll be telling everybody to wait till it's down here, which could have been your entry. If you saw that, I didn't, I was asleep, so I didn't see that. So look for the next best thing. And that's why I did go over the moving averages today, where it came back down to the water and bounced back off of it. Also, the W was already set for the day. And when it went into consolidation, don't trade against the consolidation. Don't counter trade it. Don't counter trade it. It's just a level. Start to recognize, okay, at least from level 1 to level 2, you should be able to recognize, it goes into consolidation and then it pulled back out. And consolidated here and it pulled back out. You don't fully need to recognize all 3 to be like, okay, it's going to reverse next. Let the reversal become obvious. Let it make a whole complete M, like if it's going to reverse today or something like that. But I don't know. I just piece everything together and sound like I'm in a basketball game or some shit. Passed in the ball. Got the pips in.
Who's trade? Charge it to the game. Charge it to the game.
Everybody look Kobe, 40 points, 50 points. Like basketball, because it's round like a rim, got a hole in it, like donuts. I'm hungry. We got a lot of people on here today, though. That's what's up. I did want to say too, in the long run, I am going to do that medical thing. I actually set up my whole account. I just want to build up my account a little bit, but it's actually on there already for the Fly Gold. If you search for signals on MetaTrader, I'm on there. I just had to verify it today, so I didn't know I had to do all that extra stuff all over. So
you got it set up for MT4, MT5.
mine's MT5, but I don't think it matters. Do you have to? That's the question I didn't know. Like, do you have to have MT5? Because I'm using it. I think you could just. I don't know how that works.
I think so, because they got it set up where you look for MT4 signals and MT5 signals. But I'm using MT5 right now anyway, so.
Oh, that's a bit. Yeah, I'm using MT5 for this. Yeah, I couldn't use the funded account. They need investor passwords. Funded accounts don't give you investor passwords.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That was the little loophole around that, but I'm gonna go for that 20K, that 12K 20 pip challenge. So
Hey, that's in your channel, right? With your resources for those that are in the Signal group.
What about it?
That's where the plan is, isn't it?
The trading plan. Yeah, there's a 20 pip one. Yeah, there's a 30 pip one that Lauren used. She's basically using like the same lot size every week. Like she picks one lot size for the week and then goes to the next lot size on the next week.
Yeah, okay.
The main thing is just sticking with the pips and increasing your lot size, whether you're doing that daily or weekly. Let me see. I can drop that if you want me to. Let me see if I can find
please. I mean, I can go look for it too now. I know you be doing the work.
The easiest way is to go to the media links and documents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I just found it. I found both. So I'm gonna send them both in this chat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just have to make y'all laugh. I saw this thing that says, I can't believe one day I'm gonna be the grandma on the daddy side. Wow. And I am. And I don't know. I saw that and I was like, I'm excited.
Daddy side. Yeah. Ain't that what that is?
That's exciting, actually.
You think you're way far ahead. Now 7 just turned 7.
What's your
Okay.
Your dog is that baby?
No, I got a long time for my granny. But it's like that inspires me to stay in shape because I know what I want to do long term, not just in a couple of years. Got to be able to do the things my ancestors couldn't do. My mom couldn't be a grandma. She died too early. I'm going to live, you know?
Thanks.
Definitely.
Have a great day.
Peace and blessings. Oh, shit. Y'all, we going to get there.
Yeah.
Love, girl. Have a beautiful day.
Yes.
Pushing peace and prosperity. Pushing P.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I forget you be pushing P. That make it easy.
Hair grease. Don't forget the hair grease.
And pips. Pushing pips.
Okay, like why don't we do that? Peace, prosperity, and pips, baby.
I can dig it. Okay, yeah, D, if you need help with that template, I can help you later. Brian, I definitely got to show you how to even place a trade. I don't know why we didn't do that yesterday.
Man, I hate Orlando, bro. Like I hate it, bro. Swear to God.
Orlando, what you in Orlando or something?
Yeah, man, this traffic about bad as Atlanta right now.
You done went back to work?
Yeah, I've been working.
Man.
Yeah, that's one thing about it. When you go through something in the truck, man, you got to get right back on it. You can't just sit out, or you won't drive no more.
Let me see who else still on. I do need to edit. I need to see. I think you got 2 videos, 3 total. I'm gonna check whenever they ready. I'm gonna drop this one today. Whenever this ends. I don't know. I'm feeling real good, optimistic about how we heading so far. I know I'm a little crazy, so I appreciate y'all being on the calls with me. Nadia, I hope you feel like ain't nobody yelling at you no more.
I'm just being quiet. I learned my lesson.
I'm
an only child, bro. I'm an only child. I don't like that.
I never yelled at her. Got loud. You know, like
Nadia, who was yelling at you?
G.
He was yelling at me too.
No, see, what happened between me and Raw? I could probably say I'll take that as yelling. I got loud. Nadia, I never got loud with her. I just keep telling her to use a stop loss, and she'd be like, "Stop yelling."
I don't like a difference in tone. I don't like aggression. Like
I never even
only child.
I never even said it. It's all in chat. She just reading it in her voice.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, but you can read through text. Don't lie. Don't even. You can read through text.
No, people don't know. People don't know I'm a gangster for real. I don't be yelling. I just hit you. I don't be like, I'm gonna cut your balls off and handle. I be like, I'm gonna cut your balls off and handle.
And that's loud. It's loud.
Exactly.
I'll be reading it. I don't be like, if you nigga fuck this shit, I'll be fuck you, have a nice day.
Yeah, but look, do you hear how loud that sounds?
Exactly. Like, what are you talking about?
The volume is low.
That's so
the volume is low.
I felt like
when you saying his volume is low, you got to turn yours down. Yours up.
My dad would tell you, I was a kid, he used to talk like the same way, like some real calm G shit. And I used to be like in tears.
And then she'd stop yelling.
Exactly.
That's what girls do when they losing. They just don't want to say you right. Yeah, but what you gotta yell for though?
Like, stop.
What's the reason?
Why you hit me? Whoa.
Exactly. What? No.
When I'm real mad is when I start saying shit like, if I say yes, you wouldn't keep asking me. So why you keep asking when I'm saying no?
Exactly, loud.
So
right.
That's y'all proof right there that I don't actually be yelling.
Man, that shit is funny as hell.
I could put it on a note. They're gonna say, "Stop yelling."
Like, this sounds mad aggressive.
We connected. I'm sorry, we connected.
What was your energy like when you wrote this?
Yeah.
Well, you know what the real problem is? Listen the first time.
No, I'm definitely doing my thing. I'm still kind of, annoyed that I have to sometimes use a stop loss. Don't get me wrong, but it actually works. Like I said, I went to go do yoga the other day and I came back and the trade, hit, and I was like, oh, that's great. That kind of gives me some type of peace. But if I would have lost that, I wish I would have been there to even watch it sometimes. So I feel like it's a twofold. I feel like I would rather watch the market while I have a trade in there, because if it didn't hit, then I don't know, I could have missed out, like you said earlier, on some pips or something like that. So that's
now you better off getting out, but knowing what you're willing to risk first. That's people's first mistake. They don't know what they're willing to risk first. They just look at the possibility of winning. So they don't know how to lose. When you figure out how to lose, then you can start winning. But if you're like, if this trade goes my way, I'm gonna get 200. But if it goes the wrong way, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Then you already lose.
Yeah.
And you gotta look, because then you know how to calculate for your losses to be smaller than your wins. If you're only going to risk 20 pips and go for 30, 40 pips, all you need to do is work on accuracy.
Yeah.
And it'll be the same. You
That's
lose 2
why,
straight, you're gonna win 8 straight in a row.
yeah, that's why, like, obviously now, I respect it with the stop loss and you saying that you only like to be like 20 or 30 pips away. So it makes total sense.
Plus, the biggest mindset thing is we've seen our accounts go red more than they've gone blue because of no stop loss. And the second is a little bit blue, oh, I'm taking it. But it could be red and you're like, you just holding on to it.
Right.
Yeah.
You like, I was down 150 pips. Have you ever been up 150 pips?
Makes total sense.
We gotta, you gotta make it become the norm.
Oh, and another thing too. So although MetaTrader is on iPhone, for some reason I can't add an account. I don't know if it's just my phone or if it's just MetaTrader or if they have Before I couldn't even download the app though. So now that I can, I figured they would probably let it rock, but I guess not.
She got a rotten apple. That's all it is.
Ugh.
Who's your broker? You need a broker account.
Yeah, I was no, because they wouldn't even let me open a demo.
Yeah, they might let you open a real account though. But you're right though. They should let you do both.
Yeah, they won't let you. So now I'm just wondering if it's just we gotta wait it out a little longer or they have to make an official announcement. I have no idea.
Well, this is the thing. You might need to still get a broker and you can make a demo account with a broker and then go to MetaTrader. You still, because I don't know if you're picking a specific broker right now. Like even if you was to go do Hugo's Way or whoever, you can create a demo account online under the broker first, then go to MetaTrader and log into a specific demo account.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I have one that I want to try.
Yeah. So you got to find that out first.
Everybody gets pips, B. Everybody get pips.
Everybody gets pip. Everybody loves a pip. I wanted to point this out with what Gold just did. It looked better on the phone. That's why I use Simple on my phone. That whole thing about when it cross over a moving average and come back to it and then keeps going. It just did that with the water on the 30-minute. It broke it. It looks better on the phone. But if you was to go to your 30-minute, it basically got above the water, came back down to it, and when it got close to the water, it went right back up, and now it's going back up. I just wanted to point that out.
I see it. Especially on the 1 minute.
Now it's shooting back up. But it's the whole point of it hitting the moving average and shooting back up on the 30. Oh yeah, it did it on the minute too. Yeah, let me see what that looks like on here. Yeah. See what the 5 look like. The 5, it was the Mayo. And this is, remember I said the water crossing the Mayo on every time frame. That's gonna let you know what trend it should continue. It should continue in the uptrend. So if you see this water cross the Mayo on the 5-minute, it should keep pushing up. And that's just kind of like the TDI, how I'm looking for stuff to cross on the lower time frame, and it should cross on the higher time frame as it keeps going. So yeah, that'll be a long time for that happens on the 15. But it looked like it could cross on 5-minute. And that'll let you know it'll keep pushing up. That's not always 100% either, but 9 times out of 10 it is. So it's already crossed on the minute, and it basically came close. It came close to the Mayo. It held the water though. But that cross right there, a lot of people use that for an entry. And ride that up. And they get their 30, 40 pills or whatever and be done with it. Yeah, that was it though.
What are you at though?
I got an hour max on here. And I'm gonna go run up Stone Mountain. Or at least walk up, probably halfway. I'm still hurt. I did it like a month ago though. I didn't ever go.
Halfway.
Yeah, man, I got 6 shots on my back.
Oh, okay.
Cortisone shots like 2 weeks ago, 2 Fridays ago. Not last Friday, Friday before. They told me don't think I'm Superman just because I went and got them.
Yeah.
I still feel the pain, but it helped a little bit.
You got a Nick Saban shot.
It is 6
You listen, I don't think I was gonna make it all the way, but I was gonna dang sure try. But you the third person that was picking up furniture stuff when you wasn't supposed to. So take that shit easy for real. Like, why?
Yeah.
We need you to be all right. There's a whole community of people that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People don't listen to nobody.
He gonna listen to that body or it's gonna make him.
I don't even be listening to myself.
Hey, don't yell at him. Don't abuse him.
I'm telling you.
I just said,
Yelling.
I didn't scream or nothing, so I
That's
didn't
so
hear nobody scream.
Nah, y'all tone be different.
That was a
too,
reach,
though.
sir.
I be telling y'all stuff for y'all benefit. Use the stop loss. Y'all don't do it. My tone wasn't even like that. I read that stuff in your catty ass voice. I'm not yelling.
That was
aggressive.
They looking at my message and saying, first of all, I'm like, I didn't even put that in there. First of all, you can stop loss.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
And what's the reaction? Wow, that hurt. You know?
They added the first of all. I didn't even say first of all.
Oh, this is how y'all talk about us when we're not around, huh?
Wow.
No, we wait till we see y'all or hear y'all. You know what I'm saying?
How many men is talking?
I was talking about you.
How many men?
I said it in your face.
I know
I heard you talking about me behind my back. It ain't nothing I ain't said to you all.
This is terrible. I kind of miss it.
I ain't gonna lie, that men sound aggressive though. That did sound aggressive. How many men was talking? I felt like I had to.
See what the
yeah.
That means that it's double the aggression. What you mean? That testosterone is like too extra. Like an echo. Like what? I heard you the first time.
Like, yeah, I ain't say you was screaming, but you was loud. Like,
you
what?
heard me, but you didn't. It's a difference.
Selective hearing is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Very real. Very, very real. You said a lot then.
Y'all almost made me want to bring up Chris Rock stand up. Did y'all see it?
That was so good. I'm sorry.
That was funny.
What was it called? Selective what? Selective.
That outrage? Was such a like couples therapy.
Selective
type
outrage.
Selective outrage. Yeah, when you said the selective hearing.
Yeah. That reminded me of Plies when he said he told the girl yeah. Oh, so he said today you just showed your ugly side. And the first thing she said, oh, so now bitch ugly.
Exactly.
That's all we
They
heard.
didn't hear
like,
none of the good stuff we were trying to tell her before that.
Exactly.
That's why I say bitch sometimes. No, I'm just playing. Who you calling a bitch? Oh, so you didn't hear everything before that?
Selective hearing.
Trigger word.
All the good advice,
exactly.
all the positive, optimistic way I was trying to be. You didn't hear none of that.
That's a trigger word though. Like, why would you use that?
It ain't even gotta be bitch. That was an example. But just like he said, somebody, then now you look ugly, or any little thing negative.
No, you know what? And that was the beautiful thing. Your mama. What you say about my mama?
Right.
I was,
Beautiful thing. Calm down.
I was saying all kinds of nice stuff before then, with your arms crossed, not responding to nothing, giving me the silent treatment with the positivity. As soon as the nigga say something fucked up,
How this dress look? It's straight, so I'm fat. Whoa, whoa. Said that.
Y'all should have that in school. Like that should be taught in elementary. This is what you say to women. This is what you don't say.
Oh, it don't work anyway.
It don't work because it just changes. It's never the same thing. It's never the same thing.
Now girls are making reels talking about a nigga in my DM said I was pretty. Like, damn, now y'all not taking compliments?
Really?
Yeah, they talking about I already knew that. You ain't.
Oh, but that's facts though.
Yeah, so I guess you don't want us to say you
like,
pretty, but
clearly we both could see well. What you mean?
Exactly. And so now we're gonna get more of a response when we say you ugly, because you're gonna give all the energy and attention to snap on that. Who you calling ugly? Blah, 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 blah.
Nah, I think that shit is funny.
But when I said you were pretty, it was nonchalant.
But if you look too long in somebody's face, you can see a little ugly sometimes.
Yeah,
you can be honest
Speak
about
for
it.
yourself, Raw.
If you look long enough, you can see a little ugly.
I am not pretty.
Just being honest.
Oh man.
No, someday, well, these days right here, you be like, "Hey, how you doing? I got a man." Whoa. How did we get here?
Chicks is like that. Chicks is like
how did we get here?
I get you what you're saying, but if they say that, I'm gonna just walk off. I ain't even gonna lie.
I don't feel like guys approach women anymore.
Man,
oh yeah, they do.
Yeah,
do.
Oh, that's good.
It be certain one, you still got the one that just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna go through the no to get the yes. You know what I'm saying? Like them tight. You know what I'm saying? But the ones who ain't about them games and all that, you know what I mean? Like he don't even bother. You know what I'm saying?
Life is different.
Man, I ain't even got time for it.
You can tell who a man is by how he handle rejection.
Yeah.
But like my homeboys, all my homeboys good. But like when I was younger, you wasn't one of the ones. Oh fuck you, then bitch. I'm like, bro, I can't hang with you no more.
Yeah.
You sat here trying to holler at 10 women, didn't get no play from man one of them, and now you the one throwing drinks. What the hell going on?
Big mad.
Am I up? Yeah, I'm up. What's up?
Not hanging with you because we're gonna stop you when you do some stupid shit. But I ain't even trying to be there.
I was already coming down here, right? I was already coming here. Why my got fired and got to leave in 7 days?
Who that? What y'all? Oh.
Oh shit, y'all can hear my phone, bro.
You're listening to the T, baby.
We can't, if you ain't moving. Who said we listening to the T,
Hold on, shout. Hold on.
What, you living a double life, boy?
Who said we listening to the T, baby? That's all I was. It was smooth as hell. We listening to the T, baby.
I always got the comebacks.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah.
You know, this stuff we laughing, but that whole rejection and stuff, it made me think, because I made a post on Facebook. Are we confusing powerful women with masculine women?
What is it? Say it again.
I had to ask, are we confusing powerful women with masculine women?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It depends. Sometimes.
What there might be women calling themselves masculine and realizing I get it, but maybe that's not the real term for it.
Yeah.
But masculine, my joke was if she got down spitting further than me, she masculine. But that was my joke.
That is gross. I'm not spitting. So that's already too far.
I'm sorry. I grew up a tomboy. Spit and spit. Like, yeah.
No, not
or
me.
like the y'all seen whatchamacallit, Don't Be a Menace to Society while drinking your juice in the hood.
In the hood. That's my
Now, you
favorite.
remember the girl he liked?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
them with
yes,
the guns.
yes.
Yeah,
Are you
now
talking
that
about?
might
She was
be
like, "Nigga,
masculine.
you ain't going nowhere."
Yeah, now that might be masculine, but then again, for the right dude, that's what exactly what he needs.
That's
I
their
agree
internal
with
balance.
that. I agree with that. Because
Yeah.
sometimes men, what they call them simps, sometimes men
Mm-hmm.
are just extra sensitive.
Yeah.
And then they like a woman who bosses their ass around like their mamas.
That's their business. I ain't here for it.
Yeah, I'm not here for
Yeah.
it. I can't do that. I need you to boss me around, but you can't yell at me. It's all about delivery.
Yes.
Oh, no, hell no, I don't believe you not one bit.
Nah, that's
I told you to use a stop loss. That wasn't bossing or yelling. And you was
I am joking. I'm joking.
but it's levels to all of that. So it's really just what
No, I
fits
agree
you.
with that.
That's really all it is. Somebody like me, I don't want no dumb girl. I don't want nobody I can run over. We both need to be leaders for me.
Yes.
That's how I look at it. So you can tell me shit, I can tell you shit. We can give and take orders, but for some people that don't work.
Yeah.
So I don't
You
want to
have
have to
to
be
have
somebody
that,
that got
though.
to constantly say shit to either.
You have to have that though. I don't feel like that's a real relationship if you don't. If someone is afraid to approach you on anything, that's not healthy.
That's facts.
Yeah.
When you got some men who want to be conquered and dominated, so
I'm not doing that shit.
yeah.
My
I don't
God.
even want
Many
a woman
women's
that
sons.
wants to do that shit.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
like, I raised too
Wait,
many
what is this? Michelle Obama, the unofficial White House guide to rights and privilege of transgender. Oh no, I'm late.
Yes. Did you
Am I
see
late?
this? She
What
was
the
on
fuck?
the call with Dwayne Wade's son, and she was like, "How could I not basically sympathize with you going through a transition if I've already gone through a transition?" type of thing.
Oh no.
D Wade's son his real mama gonna end up beating up Gabrielle Union. She gonna put them
He
hands
need to
on
beat off their ass because this is
her. She gonna
irreversible
catch
shit.
her.
While
Yeah.
my son liked Pokemon more than Naruto last year. This year, Naruto is his shit. Okay, he's still fucking them folks, but Naruto is his shit. Children are gonna change. I used to be out there playing with the goddamn boys doing my thing, but if my mom let me take hormones and steroids to be the short-term lesbian that I once was, just being transparent, she would have fucked up my whole life. I love being a divine feminine woman with a child. Okay, I had to have a chance to get right and understand what's correct and what's not for me. To each their own, but I also feel like there's laws to nature. So when you start fucking with shit like that and you tell the kids that, I feel like you tell the kids God made a mistake, so go ahead and mutilate your body to fix the mistake
Basically.
Sorry,
I think we have a problem. That's crazy. Remember, we used to talk about people in the, I don't know how old y'all are, I'm 33. So I know that in the 90s, we were talking about people who got so much plastic surgery that they were mutilating their body. And it's like body dysmorphia or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
And we called that a mental health issue. And we talk cash shit about these motherfuckers. What's the difference?
None.
I'd like to know what the difference is.
I watched a documentary on Rumble recently, and it was about the reversal process of being trans and how there were both men and women. Yeah, because they were trying to no longer comply with the original goal, which was to be the opposite gender. Yeah, it was really, really sad. So I had put out a reel and people were like, really agreeing with, because I'm like, if you're a child, like just go through the growing pains. I don't feel like any child should be making their own decisions to reverse their gender if they're not legal. Why would you agree to have your child's breast cut off? Like, why would you allow them to go through this process and they're not even 18?
There's not even enough studies in science or history to show what the hell the impact is later on. Like, let's also talk about that. Let's just say you got the 1 in a million kids that is somehow the person that really meant this shit, right? What if y'all did it too early and done that?
Exactly.
Because he didn't hit puberty yet.
We got adults that think they did that shit too early.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what it was. Somebody went through like vocal cord surgery and took hormones and all of this kind of stuff. And now they're like, I don't even want to be a man. And now my voice is permanently altered. You know what I mean? Because I cannot reverse it. And then it's
They
just
don't
like,
talk about that
why
though.
would you do that? Why would you do that?
I only got one problem with all this shit. How come a girl could be straight and don't want to put in on nothing, and then she be a stud and she pay all the bills? No, I'm just playing.
That's wild.
That is really funny. I never even can.
That's wild.
Now I'm yelling. I'm glad y'all didn't feel I was yelling at y'all.
Yeah, that, you know what? You yelling and I started yelling with you.
to
He's right. He's right.
That's wild.
That's really funny as fuck.
Why
Though.
you hit me out with the skirt on? Now you got you some bitch, and you paying everything.
now you the man.
Hey, did y'all know? You know how they always say, like, you know, they try to paint the picture that, you know, like, especially like with black men, like they're very abusive to women, like the numbers, and you know how they try to say that, you know what I'm saying, like how men.
Oh no, there's
abuse
more
women,
violence in
right?
lesbian relationships by far.
Well, yes, that's what it is. They were like in lesbian relationships, it's skyrocketing. It's way
Yeah,
high.
I mean that's always been the case since I was younger. It's two women. Come on, man.
Yeah, it makes yeah. Go ahead. That makes
That's
sense.
foul either way.
You know, I don't mean to like. So I'm not going to discount or discredit. I think that there's beauty in both sides of the coin. You know, like there's power in being a woman, and there's power and beauty in being a man. Like it just, you know, you got to see that, and that's part of our job as a parent is to help your child love who they are, not change who they are. That literally is the opposite of everything we're supposed to be doing. Oh, you hate yourself? Let's spend a little change and change it. That, you know, it's not self-love. They're screaming self-love to the top of their lungs, but it's the quintessential example of the opposite. If you ask me, it's just my opinion. So respecting
I
anyone
agree.
something different. I'm just saying, like, if we're saying you're supposed to love yourself, loving yourself and accepting sexuality is one thing, but physically mutilating, changing, altering your body does not scream, I love me the way I am. It screams, I have to change myself, the very essence of my being, in order to be somebody that I love. The problem is deeper than just sexuality. I have a friend, his name is Gabriel. Gabriel. I never thought about how that sounded until I said it and what I'm about to tell y'all. But anyway, I was in college and Gabriel was gay, like flaming hot gay, flaming gay. He had a really old boyfriend. And I just always was like, what the hell is he doing with him? And I love Gabriel. Like, he used to like always be sweet on me. You know, we like gay guys. So they be like, bitch, you fine. I'm like, nigga, I am. And I mean, you was cool now. Go on, tell me I'm cute all the time. Me and Gabriel was cool. But I always felt like he wasn't like really gay because he was a little thick on them compliments for me. Fast forward 10 years, Gabriel found me and he said, thank you for challenging the status quo and asking me questions about my upbringing. I never really thought about things like I was the only boy with 6 girl sisters and I was the oldest, so I was forced to take care of me. He said, being gay is not something that I originated myself. It's a title that people gave me. And because I was an ugly duckling, I was most accepted in this community. Gabriel has a wife and 3 kids, man.
Wow.
He had to relocate to another city and state in order to do that.
Yeah.
And I had to ask him, I said, I don't want to fuck around and hang out with you and your wife later. And she don't know. Does she know you that you used to be a bottom of all things? Like, does she know that you used to be the woman?
Right.
He said, yeah, like it took us a long time. I didn't tell her up front initially. When she got pregnant, I felt like it was time to be real. And there's so many shit that's dangerous about that. You feel me?
Yes, he waited too long.
Because all I can imagine is shit on his dick. And now he's putting it in her.
Hey.
Well, no, he was the bottom. There was no shit on his dick.
I'm throwing
There was dick in his butt. So I'm just saying, but you know, sorry everybody. I don't mean
Please
to
edit this out.
Might be a little too far left because this a Wednesday. I forgot this Wednesday call if we got visitors in the house.
Ain't nobody out here.
But you know, the mindset, like how healthy you have to be in order to combat that. For women, it was easy for me to say, you know what, God, people, everybody, announcement, I got it wrong. Pussy ain't my thing. The divine thing is to be with a man. It was accepted by everyone. And so easy, right? So that's female privilege, right? But with men, because of the different way in which you intertwine with another man, the best way to put it, it makes it a bit harder and based on societal norms and rules. And I was a woman dating women,
Barely
and I
can
still
scroll.
thought it was weird for men to date men. I was like, I feel like what I'm doing is wrong and what you're doing is wronger. And I know that that's crazy, right? But that's just kind of like
It's
how our minds,
true.
right? So I'm thinking to myself, right? Imagine these little kids whose parents are acting as if they're completely open-minded and liberal and whatever fancy titles that they want to put on themselves because they can't do. I suck at parenting sometimes too. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not always the best on my son. She'll tell you sometimes my son is a little asshole and he sucks, and I'm working on how to get a strong back to be to him what's necessary because my childhood wasn't the best. You guys are pussies. You guys are not using your backbone to teach
I'm
these
glad you
kids
said
to
it.
be the right way because guess what? Shut up, G. He is a little asshole. He's a little butt sometimes. We're working on it. But that's the whole point. You got to make the commitment and work on it and stick with it and do the hard work. You can't just fold and say, I'm going to let you change your gender. What the fuck? It's just, I don't know. That shit is the highest level of disrespect to God, in my opinion. Or it
Yeah,
may be one of the highest. It's a form of blasphemy.
Let
I
them
said
make their own decision.
somebody who had a sex change, they started cutting off their breasts and all this, and honestly, they look like a girl to me. They said they was born
hermaphrodite.
Yeah, but I forget the details of which way it went, and even I don't know. I guess before I said that, I can't remember, but not even that person in general. I just started saying, y'all don't like the way God made y'all, basically.
Yeah.
And
But
then
you know
they
what?
get
Before with hermaphrodites, they had a process. The process was, and listen, because I was like, what is a hermaphrodite? You know, people started throwing that word around when I was in middle school. And when I found out what it was, I was like, ooh, what's that? You know, like I got both. So I had to research. And what we found is that they let people who are hermaphrodites get to the age of puberty.
Mm-hmm.
And they see exactly how their biology works before they decide what their gender is.
Mm-hmm.
So that does create a very confusing life because if you identify with male or female, or if you're androgynous and then you get to this point and you have to change it, I mean, I would imagine that you have to have very tough conversations, but people are literally creating a problem that motherfuckers actually struggled with and had to wait responsibly until the Most High, the universe, whoever you praise, maybe yourself, shit, if you only praise yourself, your body's going to show you.
You know what's
your body's gonna
insane about that? Like the fact that you can take any pill right now to become the opposite gender. I think that's the part that drives me the most craziest, because this person said that they paid $70-something thousand to grow a vagina, and their surgery went wrong. So they had to constantly drain this wound because not WOMB, because it didn't heal properly. So they had to redo the surgery again and pay the $70-something thousand again to correct. And I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would a man want a vagina? Like, make it make sense. Like, I think
that's what they're trying to do.
It's too far.
Good boy.
It's they trying to eradicate women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hard. First it was with the clot shot, then it was this.
Well,
like
now it's babies in a lab.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, soon I'm gonna have to go under the ground no matter what.
Right. Well, that's, you know, that when people thought it was a joke when they were saying that they were taking the wombs of Black women out of them.
No, that's for real.
That's the true thing.
Organ harvesting, the sex trafficking victims, putting a donor on your license, and all of them missing people, and on top of it being melanin.
Well, they made it they make a public mockery out of everything they do first, like with Emmett Till. My opinion.
Yeah.
I've never really seen a movie or nothing on nothing like that though, but as far as the women and using their organs, but it's probably the only thing they didn't put in our face like that.
Oh yeah, because they want it hush hush. But see, the problem is the best way to get a Black man worked up, fuck with his mama, fuck with his sister. Fuck his city girl. We ain't talking about her, you know?
Right.
Well, you
But
know, like
it's
a lot of women. It's a lot of women that you seen on TV, and they were actually men. I'm gonna tell you just like that. You know, George Bush Sr., Barbara Bush. That's a man. All you gotta do is you can go right now and Google the pictures and
I
just
heard
look.
about that too.
I have
You can
not
look.
heard that.
I'm talking about right now. Once you look at it, you can't unsee it.
Hmm.
Bill Gates' wife. That's a dude. That's a man.
Definitely is, hands down.
Yeah.
Why do you
And
think
matter of
they're
fact,
doing that? Like, why do you feel like they're doing that?
they've been doing
To
that
create
for the longest.
chaos.
Even when pictures were back into the days of Shakespeare, they've been doing that.
Confusion. Oh.
You gotta remember who these people worship. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like y'all know what his name Aleister Crowley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like he wrote the blueprint of how to push these agendas and everything. Just like the rituals that he did, man, he is the reason for a lot of stuff, and they follow it to the T.
I heard Angela Bassett too. And people love to say, oh, well, what about their kids? And when you look into the kids, they all had surrogates. So it's just like, what?
I about to say they don't look like them.
I'm
Yeah.
too mad
At
I missed 2
all.
minutes of
They
this
don't look
call.
like
just
them
now.
at all.
They don't look like. I was shocked when she had like 2 kids. I was like, wait, she had twins? How is that even possible?
Wait, who? Wait, what did I miss? I
Angela
heard
Bassett
Barbara
when
Bush
she
and then
first when
oh.
Angela Bassett when she first got on the map with her husband, and then all of a sudden they announced that she had twins, and I was like, when did she even get pregnant?
You can even see that her Adam's apple was removed through her neck. That's
So
crazy.
Angela Bassett is a man.
Damn.
Them arms are beautiful, so I imagine it could be true.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? A lot of folks don't like to hear it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Michelle, no. Hey, that Mike, no.
Yep.
They don't want to hear that, but that's Michael right there.
She always looked
That's
like
Michael.
a man. She
My mom
looked
always
like-
said that. My mom said that all the time. I didn't know it was true.
Yes.
Obama said
I
it.
just
From
remember
He
day
said
Joan
it during the
Rivers.
speech. He slipped a couple of times and said Michael, and then switched it up and said Michelle.
They put it right in our face. They play too much. Listen, when y'all get a chance, please watch Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. I'm gonna put it in the chat. And I only feel like this is important because the way that they destroy us is by going after our men. And I don't know that people understand that. But how do they destroy the men? The mothers in the homes, the fathers not in the homes, the city girls, real ass bitch, give a fuck about a nigga. You'll hear me say that all the time.
Yeah.
City girls are toxic and the thought process that you are all this and all that, and you don't need the very balance to who you are that helps you be is crazy. So if you think of it, it's a holistic thing, but what are we going to do when our Black men don't give a fuck? When we are attacked outside in the streets and we say, he was sitting right there, he didn't help. Well, that's a result of a Black man that's been so damaged that he didn't give a fuck. We respect and protect the Black woman. It's a Black man's narrative and initiative. Because we could try to do it ourselves. I forget what the man's name is, Andrew Tater, whatever. And they try to say that he was this chauvinistic pig, but I, as a woman, I genuinely agree with a lot of his ideologies and narrative. People try to make it seem like he just disrespects women and doesn't care for them. And maybe I missed a couple of interviews where that came out, but really he's a classic man. He's saying that we have thrived for generation after generation after generation after generation, and from civilization to civilization with the same principles and concepts that women work a certain role and men work a certain role. We are literally standing on the backs of men that built this shit. And yes, there's some women who want to do it. Hoorah to you. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm going to work the same job or do the same things that I need my man to help me with. So I just, I look at it somewhere along the lines, because women felt like they were forced to have to play both roles, they decided that the other role was unnecessary. And I don't believe it's true.
Well, a lot of that, especially like with our community, right? The one thing everybody has known for the longest time, the way to bring us down is to destroy the family, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at this thing from a whole. The one thing that they want to do is to have complete control over everybody, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So to have complete control, you can't have people that are willing to fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing they know is that we not only will we fight, but we will win. Look at Haiti.
Yeah, superior in every
You know what I'm
way.
saying? They already went through this twice on that little bitty island. You know what I'm saying? The Haitians, they were outnumbered and they won.
Yeah.
Same thing during the Civil War. We won. We fought that. We won.
Right.
So they're like, hey, we got to do something about this. That's why you have the Planned Parenthood and all that. They can't let our numbers increase like that.
Yeah.
They
But
got
you
the
know
dumbest
something
gun and everything.
crazy? Dave Chappelle made a good point. He said, you think that they gonna see you queer before they see that you're a black man? No.
True.
No. That doesn't come first on the list of things that describe you. Unfortunately, they go with the most obvious first.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
And they got the whole process laid out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the single look at the percentage of the prisoners that grew up in a single parent household, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at how the courts is with the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how they and how the rights are when it comes down to the men and how they keep the man out of the home and everything. And then not only that, it's all the system so they can profit off it. Because the prisons altogether make like $74 billion a year, if not more. But it's somewhere around there.
No.
It's a one whole big system.
My dad put my mom on child support when I was a kid because that was his way of keeping me in his life. Because my mom was that person who was like, you can't see your kid because she's bitter. So my dad put himself on child support so that he could see me. And all that did was just fuel my mom's fury. And she consistently always, anytime my dad got a better apartment or a better house or a better car, my mom was like, oh, he got more money, let's go back to court. Literally,
wow.
every single time. And growing up 2 different households, my mom didn't follow religion, she followed her job. My dad was a Jehovah's Witness. So he taught me structure, the importance of a family dynamic in a home, the importance of men and women thriving together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have the best of both worlds, in my opinion. I know what it's like to be an independent woman, and I also know what it's like to thrive in a family structure who is, you know, under a biblical standard, who leads a generation, if you will. My dad only has girls. So he really like taught us how to be true queens, and he treated us like it. That's why I be joking around like, don't yell at me, don't talk to me this way, because my dad like put us in a certain mindset and taught us how we should be treated.
That's
you know?
beautiful.
So I value the home, you know, full family. Whereas like now that I'm with my mom, like she's in her 50s, her husband lives in another country. You can't even really see the importance of the family dynamic. You know what I mean? And every time I go to my dad's house, there's laughter, there's joy, there's peace in there because it still has that family dynamic. So obviously I'm going to go the way that's joyous and happy and filled with peace, as opposed to
right and exact.
Exactly, as opposed to being in my mom's where I am now, and it's quiet, it's cold. I'm like, can you open the shade and get some light in here? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a very big obvious difference. So while it was a struggle for my beginning, he clearly won in the end. I think it's really important to maintain that family dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need that. We got to keep that bad.
That's dope. Thanks for sharing your perspective. Like that contrast, to be so blessed as to have that very clear contrast is really good. And I didn't have that. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. Like really, that's really cool. I'm like intrigued to know more about the woman that you are as a result of, you know, of the dynamic that you're experiencing.
Like I'm creating a class right now for my online school called becoming a sensual goddess, because over the past like 5 years, I had to sit down with myself, like, do I really want to buy a home by myself? Like, that is one of the most highest statistics right now, Black women owning homes by themselves. While it is definitely some fly shit, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I would rather do that with my partner as opposed to doing it by myself.
Unless you're doing it as like a business jug for a reason.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm 100% always into business, but one of the things in the class is drink wine, not Henny. Because I was hanging around with my city girlfriends like New Year's 2018 going into 2019, and all we kept doing was taking shots of Jack. And I'm like, I don't want to take shots of Jack. Y'all know I like my pinky up. You know what I mean? Like, I like my pinky up. I like cosmopolitans. Like, I like to drink wine. We went and had a whole ass wine tasting in Paris. Why would I not want to drink that? You know what I mean? So it's like that day changed my whole life for the whole future. Right after that, I just tapped into my ultimate feminine energy, because I was like, I am not this person. You know
I like
what I
the
mean?
ones that mix them. Keep going.
I hear you loud and clear.
I feel like there's a time and a place, but I don't feel like Jack should be your go-to. Henny should not be your go-to drink. Like, as a woman, it should not.
Yeah, well, it's because people are numbing. They want to escape their reality and themselves. It's not necessarily for like, there's there's multiple ways, right? Why people might self-medicate. But some people are really doing shit in leisure. I know that at the Oedipus at the top highest high of my relaxation and stability for myself, I know I came home and I had my blunt and my glass of wine. And I was cool. And I might smoke a piece of the blunt, put it out, and smoke some more in the morning. But then I also know that when I've been very, very stressed, the desire to consume narcotics, hold on, let me be specific, weed or liquor, because that's the narcotic.
Right.
So that desire was a little more heightened. But I sat back and I just realized that I was more receptive and acceptable to bullshit when I was drunk. We numb ourselves to certain things when we do that. And I'm like, you know what? When I'm drinking, even if I'm not a slush out in the streets and everybody's like, oh, that lady's a drunk, I still realize that I stay in situations that I have no business being in longer. I am more tolerant of trash. And it's a lot of accountability. Like, any ex that I ever had that fucked up, it's because I lacked the ability to have him be accountable. I wanted to drink and smoke and pretend, it's a balance. Iron sharpens iron, which means that sometimes we're going to go against each other to make that happen in the most tactful of ways. It's an art to it. You can't just take iron and slam it against iron and sharpen it. There's a way in which you have to do it. There's a balance. There's a two-way dance, but iron still sharpens iron. And so what that means is you're going to help me become better and I'm going to help you. That's what a healthy relationship is. So I'm not going to just sit here and let you be mediocre and on some bullshit, and you should not do the same with me. Like, we definitely shouldn't be like that. If you see me drinking and numbing whatever all the time, that's a two-way conversation. Baby, what's up? You need to take some water. Wine, not fucking whiskey. I like that you said that. Wine, not Henny.
It's true. Anything that I put in my online school is my personal blueprints, things that I've lived through. And I'm not saying that I'm an expert or know everything, but it is facts. You know what I mean? And I do photo shoots a lot. Like, I have one coming up on Sunday. And
oh yeah, I see you, girl.
Hey.
I see too. What's your Instagram?
Queen Goddess Hope. So, like, these photo shoots really allow me to tap into like my divine feminine energy, because people want to see you in the high light. You know what I mean? And I was in a room filled with masculine women, and they were just all staring at me with these hateful eyes. And I'm like, what did I do? You know what I mean? And they like, an angel just walked in here. I'm like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, I love that type of energy, but at the same time, like, how can I share some of that with you? And I feel like the best way is to just lead by example. So we need more divine feminine, not masculine, like, energy within our community, because there's very little.
Very little.
I have got to continue this call with y'all.
Yeah, you got to go to Stone Mountain.
Dang, I'm doing a call like this tonight at 8 on Instagram. Two of my homeboys, they just talk about divine masculinity.
Oh
It can
yeah,
lead
can
to
you send me the
wherever.
link? That was the one you did
Yeah,
last week, right? That was good.
yeah. Okay, yeah, you watched it. That's what's up.
It was some
But
great points in there. Like y'all was really spitting.
yeah, and they some dudes I can just they feel we on the same page. So
That's
some people be
presents.
halfway doing it. They be trying to not step on toes. But I'm like, when we talking about being men and how they keep wanting to emasculate them and all this stuff going on with Dwayne Wade and his son and stuff, we can't be beating around the bush about that.
If you
We
ever
be
look
trying
at the
to,
pictures, his eyes look like they're so sad, Dwayne Wade. Like he is not, his wife sent him onto the agenda because to me, Mario
Mhm.
Jr. is a man anyway. So just looking at
I
that
used to like her until all this.
man.
I can't lie. I'm disgusted with the fact that the first black president we get is mulatto, not black, and got a fucking tranny as a wife. What the fuck? This is how low they think of us. And I don't know. I've been trying not to
There
say
you
nothing.
go.
I've been trying to
Can't
hold on
please
to it,
none of
but that
y'all.
shit should make every single one of us angry.
It
There
does.
you go.
That
I'm
shit is
not mad.
fucking
I
stupid.
wasn't mad that he was light skinned.
Look, I didn't even like the man, so who am I? My bad.
Oh no, he put some laws into place that are about to go into effect now or within the near future or have recently.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know that it came from his
Obama
actual
administration.
presidency, not Trump's. Trump was
Mhm.
like, what the fuck is this? And no one listened because he's gonna get paid by whoever he's gonna get paid by. He don't give a fuck what you look like, what you got going on. He don't give a damn about black people. He gives a fuck about the almighty dollar.
Yep.
Now,
Not
I'm
for
gonna tell you
nothing,
what
but
I'm gonna tell you something that went over
Probably
a
don't
lot
like
of
black
people's
Yeah, to
heads.
Dunkin' Donuts.
I could
Unless
care
you
less.
want to go and come back.
Trump said something that went over a lot of people's head. But he said a lot of things that people just didn't pay no attention to. He told everybody, he said, look, they are not after me. They are after you. I am just in the way. You're not, yeah, I'm talking about went over a lot of people's head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And but you know, them raiding his home in Milagro, I'm surprised more black people weren't outraged. Like, hold up now.
Yeah, that shit was
This
wild.
is gonna be a huge excuse to do worse than what they already do, and y'all don't care.
So they swear they swear the man racist. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Like
give
they
a fuck
don't.
if he racist or not. And what MLK saying? We know he wasn't all for the people, but they praise him. An injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere.
And Trump was sending groceries to my house every fucking month in 2020.
I
swear he was. Like they would be like, hey, this is from President Donald Trump. They send us letters and everything straight from I'm in the country and down in Alabama. He was sending
That's really cool.
That he was sending baskets of fruit. It was like milk, eggs, chicken in there, like tons and tons of fruit because there's a whole bunch of farms around us. Like he was sending that shit every single month.
That's intelligent.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm crazy.
Baby had a game plan.
There's one thing Obama did though that people don't know about, and that was making people being able to have citizenship in Kenya as part of their government. But nobody took advantage of that. There's their green flag. Yeah, I had a homegirl. That's all she used to talk about. Matter of fact, when I met you, Nadia, at the Events Fest, she had a booth there with those green flags. Yes, and that's what she was telling people. But people let it go one ear and out the other, and they needed a certain amount. I think it's still in effect. They needed a certain amount of Black Americans to get on board to make it work.
Send me that shit because I got one for Ghana and I just refused to take a jab, so I haven't gone.
Send me that shit. Send me both them shits, please.
I'll
I have
find
a
it, 'cause
5-year
one of them's on
tourist
YouTube.
visa. Please send me that because I'm definitely interested because I'm still always trying to jump ship.
The only thing that I learned was about in Dubai, like you can be a trader and that can be considered a work from home job, which gives you the ability to stay in Dubai longer. So like you can go and they'll just, I have a couple of buddies that are doing that. And that's why me and my son were going to move there until I realized that I could go to jail for cussing. And I was like, I got a lot of more self-work to do.
Okay, so real quick about Dubai, 2 things. In Dubai, you could actually get Dubai and Tanzania, you could get a 99-year visa if you own real estate there. And they'll let you come in and out Portugal will let you take, I think, like 10 years, no taxes if you go in their country with income and you could live there. So Portugal is good. And so is like Tanzania. Tanzania, I know a girl on IG, her name is Sam Chepi. She's trying to build up the tourism there. She's like one of the most prominent entrepreneurs from Tanzania. So she's trying to actively build up the tourism, like build like a whole resort so people could come and visit to kind of build up the economy. So look into Portugal.
Who she is? Who she
Her name is
Hold on.
Sam Chepi. She's like one of the top entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Tanzania is definitely a spot.
Yeah, she's trying to just build it up. It's SAM Samantha CHEPI.
What'd you say?
This on Instagram?
Yeah, I can send you the link, G, and you could share it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would look into Portugal if you want to bring in like trading income. And in Portugal, if you want to start your own like brick and mortar, they say you could have a business up and running within an hour because they don't have all the legal drama with paperwork and months of LLCs and all that kind of shit.
Come through, Queen. Got it.
Yeah, so I like Portugal. So right now, my top places to live would be like Portugal, UK, or Costa Rica. I have a
Costa
girlfriend.
Rica. I got people in Costa
Like
Rica.
super holistic. Yeah, I have a friend who's super holistic. She owns a shop. Her name is Bree, but she basically healed herself naturally from HPV. This whole entire like herb shop, her and her husband about it, but they live off the grid. They bought a house there within like 2 years, and her advice was just work on your craft at least 2 hours a day, and then in 1 year you should be able to live over there, because you just have to have income once again from outside of the country in order to live there as a citizen from the US.
Well, I love her page. The first thing it says, point of view, it just entered your winning season with God. Okay, ma'am.
Sam
Hold on,
Chepi?
you have to have income from another country, from the
From the
US to live there.
US. In Costa Rica, yeah, you have to, they don't want you to come in and use their economy. So she basically has an online business. Her name is Bree. I think I gotta find her IG and I can send it to you too. But her and her husband are lit. They conceived in Cali and had their baby in Costa Rica, and they live off the land there. She was an educator here from Harlem, and she just moved over there, so they have their income coming in from that. But that's all I got. When Trump became president, I looked up all of the countries that would let you have dual citizenship. And I'm on a list where they send you like all the time places that you could buy a visa. Like a lot of these places are like $100,000 to like $150,000 to actually purchase a visa to live there for X years.
What's the other part of her name? You said Sam what?
Chepi, CHEPI. She used to have a website called The Paper Money. And The Paper Money was basically like an e-commerce platform where she would just only sell ebooks, and all of these ebooks were teaching you how to make money, whether if it was running like IG ads or drop shipping stores, to also create your own ebook business. Like she was so lit, and she would give you like people overseas, like vendors and manufacturers and things like that, to kind of create your own drop shipping brands, or if you wanted to do like cosmetics or whatever the case is. Like you sell your beauty products, and you could do wholesale it or black label it for other people to purchase. Like she would give you all of those names. So that's how I got into the drop shipping game. And then her and I just started, dialoguing, and she was always creating business. I'm like, Sam, how much money do you fucking have? Like every day you creating a new business. She was like, it really just started from ebooks. And that's how I started using Canva from her, just learning so many things. So I've been rocking with her for like 5 years, and I'm just like, she's really inspiring. And she was only like 19 at the time when she first started. So I rock with her. She's doing a lot of great things for her community.
What's up?
Nah, I can't find it.
Network.
I sent it. Her name is, let me see. I don't know where my phone is.
Oh, I found her and I put it inside the group.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, she's
pretty. Yeah, cause I've been planning on going to Tanzania.
Oh, I never would have spelled that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like everybody always talks about West Africa, but I'm thinking like if I settle somewhere, I would want to go East Africa. So Tanzania is definitely something on the list for me.
Yeah, me. There was this couple. I don't know if y'all follow that Instagram page, Africa Times 5 or something like that. They do a lot of news. They had a couple. This was actually a couple of years ago. Well, when COVID first happened, they was trying to find a country in Africa they can go to with no COVID restrictions.
Yes.
And they went to a few and ended up in Tanzania, but they did a whole tour of their house. It was like, I want to say like 6 or 8 like bedroom type of mansion or something. They're paying like $600 a month.
Oh no, one of my bucket list things that I have on Instagram is the chick that goes to different resorts and things in Tanzania specifically, that they have this like really awesome company that makes your experiences like so beautiful. And every time I look, I'm just like, oh, it just looks so delicious.
And let me think of the breed.
On my list for me and Seven.
Her name is plant-based underscore B Hill is the girl that healed her HPV and lives in Costa Rica.
Plant-based?
Yeah, underscore B Hill. Her and her husband, their iron bitters are freaking amazing. Their page is internal underscore showers.
I like that.
Yeah, and they'll ship it to you. So I usually get like 1632 ounce of their iron bitters. When I had locks, my hair, my nails, like everything freaking grew so long, and just like that 30-day cleanse.
Oh,
They
their
have
hometown.
great detoxes too. They're pretty dope. She's kind of aggressive, she's like aggressive New Yorker for real. But her recipes, like all that shit is dope.
Monkey ladder binds toxins, cleans kidneys, regulates thyroid. I like pages that teach you stuff, but I'm from San Diego. These people write in San Diego. That's really cool.
Yeah, they basically partnered with another couple out in Cali who basically ships all their stuff out for them.
Yeah, because cat I usually got on be listening to is Yaki.
Yeah, he's actually highly intelligent, but they don't listen to him because the tattoos on his face, which I kind of think is a superpower.
Yeah.
Usually.
He gave his background. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just stupid, man. Ignorant.
But I think it's cool though, because it's a strategic way to stay on the map. He said himself in one of 9 Keys is I don't know what, I think it was 9 Keys, but anyway, there's so many keys,
19.
so I gotta remember 19 keys. Yeah. Okay, I felt like it was wrong. I'm like, everybody got keys. But yeah, Alpha and Omega, so 19 keys. So 19 keys and him did an interview, and he was blatantly saying on there, like, you know how people give that warning, if I come up missing, if this happens, because they do this, and no one like truly listens. He went in on that, like, I'm telling y'all stuff that I could get killed for, but it's far more that's why I keep my children ready. That's why we stay ready. Y'all ain't seen that video of that little white girl shooting 2 Glock 9s? Yes. And they're like, they're teaching their kids to kill from birth, and the whole time we're telling kids stay away from guns, as if that's going to change whether or not they use them later. My son has been introduced to it, and he know not to fuck around with that fuck around, because he understands it's a real thing. So he has his play guns, but I also make sure that he's ready, because you never know. The Huey P. Newton Gun Club taught me that. Our young, like, we're hunters and gatherers. We are outside folks. We camp.
Girl, what chapter?
Thinking it's the opposite.
What chapter of the Huey P. you talking about?
The North Carolina, Charlotte.
Okay, that's what's up.
Remember I told you that's when I started doing the running, and that's how I lost that weight? I wish that I had found the chapter down here, because I need to get back with it.
I ain't know Atlanta no more. There's only Columbus and Georgia.
Yeah, you told me that. So
I was in Atlanta. They got rid of that.
That's wild. On Sunday, I'm a Black Panther in one of my, not fucking marvel, Black Panther. I have to do the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Drinking a drink, I can't.
I'm about to say, what
Smoothie.
the fuck is that?
Smoothie.
Slurp that
Smoothie.
That shit must have been delicious.
Smoothie.
Ass drop. It was
You
extra
know,
great.
you already know how my smoothies is.
Oh my
No,
god.
it's still rising beautifully. Just, it went up really, really high. I think I will quick trade chat talk for a second. It almost at 1825, and then
Yeah, I saw that.
Still up.
9:20, about 9:30. Well, 10:30 for y'all. It was
It
18.
hit all the trades I put in there, so bingo.
I don't know.
We
I'm a
was
Black
done at
Panther
9:30.
photo shoot.
You're a Black Panther in your photo shoot? What'd you say?
On Sunday, you had to do a 70s, 80s, 90s shoot. That's the theme of this.
Oh yeah.
Hey, they do that at work for T-Mobile, and they be like lily white people there, and not to be disrespectful, but I always like my ancestors are real Panthers, so every time they like, how you get an afro over your locks, it's gonna happen. And it's gonna happen every time y'all do it.
Afro over the locks.
Every time y'all do it, it's gonna happen.
You can be
It's
a Panther
like
with
people,
locks.
they're like, aren't you worried about offending someone? I said, no, that bitch probably had wig. I'm not offending nobody.
Why would I be worried about offending anybody? I've
Right,
been
you're not
offended
worried
my whole
about
fucking life. Kidding me?
Hello, you're offending me asking me that question. You wasn't worried about that.
Mhm. Ain't nobody say shit when you look like Levi's wife with them Daisy Dukes and cowboy boots.
You're right.
Stretching niggas from horse to horse.
Oh my gosh.
You're so fucking stupid.
This is
That's
America.
real though. Ain't that
How do you like
They
them
play
apples?
around about us.
It'd be the audacity for me. They handed out a lot this year. Trump,
Okay.
telling you.
But see, like I don't care what no one says. The moment we realized that dogs had more rights than us, they was like, oh, they're gonna let this slide. Then we found out that men who want to be women have more rights. In the state of California, and I found this out from a correctional officer, they have men who identify as women and they don't have to go through any transition or anything. They stick them in the female prisons, and now they have cases where female prisoners are being knocked up by other female prisoners.
So
Like
you
the
mean to
rape
tell me
went up, levels of rape and stuff went up. It's because I could just be a hard down nigga, like clearly I'm a thug. Oh, I identify as female. Y'all gonna transfer me. They're putting monsters in there. There's no
they're doing that
protection for
even
women.
with black men? So a man can get more rights than a straight woman and a regular man.
Yeah. So
God.
why wouldn't black men want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Because some bitches is pussy and they ain't trying to fight the good fight. It's easier for them to fold.
I have a girlfriend who was a nurse in a prison in Jersey, and she said under her shift, she refused to have the male prisoners who identified as women be in her section or whatever that she was watching. She was like, I don't want that on my watch. She was like, I don't want the energy, people raping somebody. She's like, all that shit is real. She was like, no, put them in a separate facility while I'm working, because I don't want no one coming in talking about they were raped or this or that while they were on my shift. She was like, she ended up getting out of the business because she was like, it was becoming too prevalent out there.
We still don't know what they did with all these coffins that they rolled in here. Sorry.
I'm telling you.
Exactly.
During the pandemic, they did that a lot because my friend was like, hey, do you want to invest in coffins? I was like, no, but I've been, doing pre-planning. And he was like, I think I'm going to do the funeral stuff. And not for nothing, but I'm on Rumble a lot. I'm always watching their documentaries because they're uncensored. But on Rumble, that's all that they talk about, how the deaths are about to increase tenfold. So if you couldn't invest in some, it would be a great time.
Well, I didn't even think about that. Thank you for that.
That'll always be a business.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the black plastic ones that they had by the troves on the trains that they were running across the States. And it didn't just happen. It started like 10 years ago. They have enough Like, and where's the destination? None of us kept up with that because how the hell would we know? But they went all the way across the United States, and it was so many that it was disturbing. That's just like during the year 2020. So when the year COVID came, there was a heightened increase, like in Charleston, South Carolina. You know that they get the stuff straight off the water of like military tanks and like the heavy duty, the cars that they would use in Afghanistan to run the streets. They were going in, not out.
Yeah,
like so
coming
when they
in
shut
the
down
country.
in the country. So when they shut down the interstate for hurricanes and tornadoes, they move it during that time too. They move a lot of the military vehicles and stuff. And so I don't know. I just want to be keen to that. I didn't think about investing into it.
Child, you still in Georgia?
Huh?
You still in Georgia?
Yeah, Lithonia still. That's all I was asking about Stone Mountain. I didn't move too slow. Y'all about to be up there.
Oh, no. My mom told me I went to go get coffee and shit. So, cause I wish you could have been able to come, and I see Brian still on the call. He could have showed up if he wanted to.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I need to from that accident balance back too by just being more mobile, you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind doing it every now and then. I know people say I don't listen, I don't sit still, but I don't know. I'm gonna do this shit at least. This will be my exercise.
Stays in motion.
As long as the weather is favorable, why not?
Oh hell, it's 70s. It's in the 70s again.
Yeah,
It's been 80s here like the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks at least. It's been 80 every single day. It's crazy.
We ain't got that yet.
It's coming and it's hot. The sun flares, the solar flares, all that shit is in full effect. The sun is gonna explode soon. It's about to be lit.
It's gonna be lit when it explodes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you have to think about it. There's a certain type of people who are going to be able to handle the solar flares, which is why they display these chemtrails so much. You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to get outside and get accustomed to that energy because you have to be tapped in. You know, your energy has to be as light as possible. You know, it's going to burn people. And this sun is really, really hot, like already. So I hate to see what the summer months are going to be like because they're going to try to hide the sun as much as possible.
I ain't gonna lie.
They've been doing that anyway.
Outside and bake like I'm in the oven, like going to get these buns pumping, baby. I'm sleeping outside. I love it.
All you need is some coconut oil. That's all you need.
Yeah,
that's what I put on, greased up, get me lit, baby.
I can't lie. I just take me and all my womanly outside the way it is. Not naked now. That probably sounds bad, but I mean, just
you don't.
What the Most High gave me. I let my natural oils do their thing sometimes, and I like to sit out.
It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, sunbathing is my dream. But see, I'm also the weirdo where people be like really hot and I can go to sleep in my car with the windows down and I'm good. Like,
oh hell no, I pass out. I mean, I can stand the heat. I can't stand that heat. I mean, but I don't think I'd live long.
But see, Georgia heat is different though. Georgia heat is
humid.
different. But it's not even about the humidity because I'm in Charleston. Charleston's humid and it's tropical. Georgia's humid and there ain't no breeze from the ocean. And Cali is the desert, but there's wind. So Georgia is like stale heat. I wouldn't even say it's not even humid. It's just stale as fuck. It's just
I prefer to drive with the wind or an ocean breeze, like you said, Cali.
Yeah, that's my jam. But it get really cold at night. A lot of people can't adapt to that either. Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold.
That shit is different in Cali.
If you can live in Georgia, you can live any goddamn where.
Yeah, Georgia made me feel like my skin was hot. Like I wanted to just take it off and put it in the fridge for a second hot.
Hey, what's funny, I'm from the country, you know what I'm saying? And we used to, man, I'm talking about, we might be out there 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, sun beaming, drinking. Getting drunk.
No. Yeah. That's why they call them boiler makers.
Yeah, I'm talking about got a cooler full of beer, sipping on whatever type of liquor we got.
That's crazy.
Already.
Mm-hmm. Yo, people,
I don't like
people
being hot and drunk like that. That's too much.
Mad beer, bought a caseload, and they start drinking at like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't know. I done seen niggas who like to drink have seizures and stuff from that. You got to be hydrated in a mug. You got to have your game plan together. We gonna get drunk, but we gonna stay hydrated now. Something.
Yeah, you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you got to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to drink, so we gonna make sure we got that water, cause we gonna get drunk.
So y'all know y'all done damn code to getting drunk in the day.
I went to the club Saturday. You know, I know a lot of Pisces, so we went out, and I'm drinking coconut water, bottles of water before we even get drunk. Everybody be thinking what I'm doing. I'm like, y'all gonna be the ones passed out later. I'm the best person to learn how to drink from. I've never blacked out. I've never been too drunk to do nothing. I don't know. Everybody else.
I ain't either.
When I was in college, they made us take a class on how to drink.
What? That's actually very intelligent, but also
high school.
College.
College.
At Rutgers. At Rutgers, like our orientation, they made you sit through like an hour-long class about how to drink.
That's
you
smart.
had to be
So
21.
Do it the right way.
No, it was your orientation.
God damn.
It was your college orientation.
That was our natural instinct to know how to drink. You know, I was drinking ever since I was like 13, 14. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard.
I was always a big smoker and a little drinker.
Oh, that smoke now, that always been there. You know what I'm saying? That smoke always been there. I always got room for the smoke.
I don't know. I had to pull back. Like, that thing smell funny, like they doing a little too much with it for me. I don't know. You could tell the difference. I'm like, what's the quickest way to bump off a lot of disenfranchised, poor, Black, and it would be to contaminate the bud. So, like, I got very specific sources because I don't know why anyone else hasn't thought about how scary that is to know that that's a thought.
First of all, once you get educated on it, it's impossible to just buy from anybody, to be honest.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sterling, when you street and you know what I'm saying, you participated in the dope boy era, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, that comes automatically. You know what I mean? Like my hometown, like, that's all we knew. Like, that's all, it wasn't them dope boys and hustlers, you know what I'm saying? You ain't have too many, like, robbers and, you know what I'm saying, your gang bang. It wasn't none of that. It was just all about getting that money.
Yeah.
Like, small as my hometown was, like I told you, the population, 6,000. Augusta is the second largest city in Georgia, and we had more dope in our hometown than they had in the city.
Wow.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah, like that's all we knew. That was it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I seen my first brick, I was like 4th, 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like that, it was normal. It was the norm. Like I didn't understand nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like you even if you had a job, you sold dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just
all I hear is
normal.
a whole bunch of potatoes. Traders. Like, when I hear that, I'm like, numbers. Our beautiful brown men know about motherfucking numbers, and they would all make excellent traders. And I know that's dorky, but it's real.
That's a fact. Business,
that's why
period.
I make shampoo. Y'all ain't never seen my hashtag from dope to coconut oil?
That's serious.
Listening to Shawty Low making shea butter. Anyway.
Whipping.
You get to learn that hustle, you know what I'm saying? Just like when I came to Atlanta, man, I was like, man, there's too many people, it's too much clientele, ain't nowhere in the world I can't make no money. I can just sell, I don't care if I'm selling cans of soda and water, I'm gonna make some money. Like, it's gonna happen. It's too many people.
Activated charcoal I call it black crack. Activated charcoal.
Yeah.
Blocks of soap is black bricks.
That part.
Dope soap.
Man, you better coin that shit.
That's what I be calling it.
You better coin that shit.
I still
I'm
put
tell
it
you,
on
like,
scale.
hustle, like where we are, like we could be down to nothing, right? One thing we know, we just need to get up to that first $200. After that, I'm gonna take off.
It's so true.
Who said that's so true?
Me.
That shit is magical.
You gonna find something to put that $200 in and flip it into 1,000.
It's
Quick.
so true.
That's that first 200. Then after that, I'm finna buy something with it and I'm finna flip it. And I'm gonna keep flipping. And it's gonna happen quick.
Yeah, that.
All I need to got doing somewhere to live in here for 30 days. Just be kidding. You give me 30 days. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Oh man, that shit got me tickled.
All I'm
thinking, don't nobody hear it in their mind. Nobody else hears what I hear. Black excellence.
Cause my boy,
baby.
he got like $1 million funding from the city of New York. He has like a organization taking guns off the street, and he was like, "Man, you know what I could do with that?" Stay positive, bro. They gave you the money for a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Like, stay in the light, my man. Stay in the light.
Hey, it's so hard. Like
that's what
like
he said. He was like, man. It's terrible.
Like my homegirl had to talk to me a few months ago. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, like I got this connect. Oh my God, it's so hard. I was like, do you have any idea like the money I can make? Like it ain't gonna take long. I could just make these bands real quick. Like, why would you do that? You know what time it is? Like, man, I know it. I know it. You know what I'm saying? Cause she know, you know what I'm saying? Cause she's from a hometown. You know what I'm saying? And so she was right though, you know what I'm saying? Like all that shit that I don't see how, you know what I'm saying? Why would I even risk that when I know the risk? Plus, I done been on 3 different news channels. You know what I'm saying? And handcuffed. You feel me? Like,
nah.
And she like, bro, like, come on now. And I got through that. You know what I'm saying? No snitching, no nothing, no time.
Praise the Lord.
Blessings of God. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, praise the Lord.
But you know what? I respect the real ones who be like, nah, bro, we don't got that for you. Like, you got to stay over there. You know,
Yeah.
You always need them. Like, nah, man, it ain't worth it. I love that, but stay in the light.
Yeah. Like I like when I was smoking, right? I have an ounce or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it'll be some fire. And like one of my partners be like, man, let me buy a blunt or two from you. I'm like, look, I don't sell no weed now. I smoke with you.
Yep.
Or I'll give you a blunt, but I don't sell nothing. Like, bro, it's me, bro. I don't sell nothing.
Yeah, the bag is $5. Weed is free.
Yeah. I don't sell nothing. I'm like, look, roll this up and we're gonna be good. Roll this up. And we're gonna be good.
All you need is like, where you get this from? I got it from.
Yeah. I'll bring you some. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't do none of that.
Right, just chill.
I don't do none of that. Like if y'all see my social media, I don't have pictures like that. I don't post nothing. Man, them pictures that I got on my Facebook and Instagram probably from over 10 years ago. I don't take pictures. you feel me? Like I don't have
so
that,
ridiculous.
Because a picture get you 30 years. That's how
I was gonna say it's really starting to make more and more sense why people don't do that.
Yeah, because it'll get you time. Like my partner now, like my partner who be rapping and stuff and shooting movies and all that, like he popping, you know what I'm saying? And the video, I know who we around. These my folk. I know what they do. We in the video. The video, boy, you got to look for me. I'm in the video now, but you got to look for me. Because I'm really from that dope boy era. You know what I'm saying? So it's like from a small town.
Now it's recorded now.
Yeah, you got to be the most inconspicuous person. You got to be the slickest to make that bread and not get caught and not be hot. This is what everybody know everybody.
Loud niggas, loud and dumb.
Yeah.
Right? You a sitting duck being like that.
That's why I don't even understand how cats in the city get caught. Like, I don't get it.
Oh my God. Let me tell you the dumbest thing. We had a homeboy who had just got out of jail. He was out on bond. And he got pulled over doing an illegal U-turn in the middle of the busiest intersection in the city. Police smelled weed. So they were smoking weed while they were transporting
What?
Yes, like
the police was
And making
smoking weed?
illegal turns?
making an illegal U-turn in the busiest intersection of the city, smoking weed, my nigga, in
You
front
know
of
they
the
was
police.
high.
Listen, but like the police was like,
Stop
look
that
at this.
green light.
He said, this is my main, but guess what they had inside the car?
Don't want to know.
Weed. No, I'm just playing.
He had so many pounds. He had kilos of coke, pounds of weed, and meth for some reason. I have no clue why. And then also that other thing that they used to put inside the drinks, the white girl, I don't know what it's. I don't know about the drugs.
The Molly.
Molly, yeah,
Yeah.
The white girl.
The white girl they used to put in drinks.
Yeah, like I don't know nothing about. I don't even want to know. You know what I'm saying?
That killed me.
That's
That's when that shit came out is when I stopped fucking with the whole drug scene.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we were
No,
from
well, I was
ecstasy to
over it when
this.
Boosie was telling niggas to power up. I had to say y'all a little too hype for me.
Like I get
It's
ecstasy.
crazy.
Y'all go ahead after that.
With the
Just don't
white girl.
stop. Just don't stop at a green light. That's all I'm saying.
Now, it's like it's so wild because back when my era coming up, you know what I'm saying, like you sold either weed, hard or soft, you know what I'm saying. Then the pill came through, but you know what I'm saying, you might have weed and something else, you know what I'm saying. Hard and soft, like you really didn't too much. You'll have both of them, but not really though, because you know what I'm saying, you either cooking it or you just selling it as is. You feel me?
Right.
These cats, they be having weed, powder, Molly,
Doing half of the shit
Lortabs,
they sell.
Percocets,
Percocet,
promethazine. I'm like, what?
Xanax.
God, what is you doing?
And why
Codeine.
can't you keep still, nigga? You doing your own
said a
drug. You
buffet.
don't understand number one rule. Don't get high on your own supply.
On your own shit. That's number one rule.
Who heard
These
about
dope boys
Lortabs?
be the highest niggas ever. Like they the most strung out. They the junkies.
I'm like,
The
bro,
How
just
you
take
be
a
a junkie and you sell dope? Like how
Yeah, you
that
can't
don't go
be.
together.
Because they don't be they just supporting they habit, bruh. It's like me selling eyelashes, okay? I wanted to make it affordable for me to wear these bitches. Sometimes I get a
seen an
whole ring
eyelash
and
vending
I'm wearing
machine in the laundromat. I
me
was
too
done.
inside the mall in Atlanta. They got everything here. It is low-key lit for shit like that. I said if I
I'm
got
in
my
Atlanta.
lashes, it's a vending machine.
I was about to say that those vending machines be lit. And they be
Right there in Clayton
empty.
County.
Empty.
They do. I thought, oh, you know the plastic jewelry where people used to invite you to their little bullshit jewelry thing. You're like, I'm not buying this plastic jewelry that I get from the hair store for $12. What's wrong with you? They got that in a vending machine, and I saw people shopping at it.
No, they got lip gloss and eyeliners, Peace Rockland. That's so true. They got everything. Wow.
I ain't mad at them. I'm just very curious. I'm like, I'm mad. I didn't think about doing this.
I sure enough will. I'll put some sage in some shit. Don't count it out yet.
Oh, don't tell nobody else, because baby, as soon as you said, I was like, I know a vending machine hustler. All you got to do is slap the bags together.
Listen.
Oh my God, why do spiritual stores cost so much now? I went into some spiritual stores and I was like, oh, y'all is hustling off of our motherfucking lifestyle.
Yes.
Oh, we was just
White
talking about that
people.
yesterday. Chris, I was with Brian yesterday. It's this lady. You might have seen her, child. She was selling bracelets and stuff at the chiropractor.
Not the chiropractor.
Yeah. She doesn't
Whoa.
even know what she's selling. I bought bracelets from her and I was like, ma'am, what's this? She said it's silver alloy. I was like, oh, okay. So what's the benefit of it? She was like, you know what? You'll probably have to look it up, but you know, these
I
are
ain't
beautiful.
never seen nobody sell that. But this is,
Shenanigans. Oh my God.
the thing is, the bracelet she's selling used to be like $5, $10. She wanted
She's
$30
selling us
for
like
a bracelet.
20, 30. Yeah. She gave
My
that
uncle bought one
bracelet.
yesterday. He on the call. He probably can't talk, but he bought one yesterday. But the thing is, like, I got one. I know somebody who makes bracelets, and I bought this for $30. It was custom made, but it's the quality of it. I got like
And
an
it's
adjustable
custom made.
band.
Did you hear what you said?
Yeah, it's like a gold thread instead of that that little
Fishnet.
plastic. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
if that snap, we paid the same price for it, but you just out of luck. She probably gonna charge you again to go fix that. Meanwhile, the one I bought it from got a warranty. So it's just, but you know, I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
winning though.
Yeah,
said
the
a
price of
warranty.
everything went up. They got a warranty.
It's crazy because, you know, that's pretty much all I sell. And I'm like, I know how much I pay for it because I buy in bulk, you know, but at the same time, if I'm marketing it too low, these people selling it for 3 times as high, like I'm missing out.
No.
Oh,
It's
money,
something
yeah.
weird about it because I just feel like sometimes that exposure is the big difference. Like where she's at and the time that she has to sit there all day, every day. She's at this smooth, like I go to the chiropractor and then I go and get me
Yeah,
some
the
smoothies
Jazzy
and then
Juice.
she gets
That's what we went
sandwich.
yesterday.
Yes, at Jazzy's Juices, but they got delicious freaking food and meatless sandwiches and their smoothies do be on
It's
100.
black owned.
They're-
It's
It's
black owned,
black
so
owned
she in
and
the
it's
right spot.
affordable. You can get a sandwich and a juice or a sandwich and a smoothie and it come with pretzels that are delicious for like $8, $10 max. Yeah, it's
called what?
Jazzy Juices.
Jazzy Juice.
But you guys know, like
I actually see this all the time on IG. That's funny. People are always tagging it.
they're so good. Like they're so
he been
good.
around forever.
Well, where they
No.
She's
located?
there. They allow
In
her
La
to be
Toya?
there. So it's attracting a certain type of people. And then there's this dude who's a Muslim or used to be Muslim, he said, and he sells like black seed oil and things like that. So, you know, it's already like a vibe. And so she's piggybacking off of the vibe, but she's not necessarily of the people
She's
she
Muslim.
hustles to. Yeah.
Wait a
And
minute.
she's Muslim
It's on
herself.
Wesley Chapel.
It's in La Toya, the next to the Planet Fitness. That whole
Off of
plaza used to
Covington.
be a Walmart, but it was only the grocery part of Walmart. You ever seen like them small Walmart? It used to be one of them. Now it's a
Oh, like a
Planet
neighborhood
Fitness.
market.
Yeah. And now it's a Planet Fitness right across the street from the LA Fitness on off of Panola and come to the highway. And I throw you.
I don't know. All I know is I bought it because it was beautiful and she told me the price. And then later on I went home and I was like, you know what? This is how people like, did you just slap me in my face? And I smiled about it. And then I got home and thought about it. And I was like, you know what? Not again.
Now she knew what she had yesterday because, like I said, I was with my homeboy. He on the call now, but we went there yesterday and he bought one. We just went to Jazzy Juice or whatever, and she happened to be in there. And he bought one, and it was a nice looking necklace. And just I've been seeing this stuff for years, so she just using the cheapest little elastic rubber bands you could think of. And I remember when this shit was just $5 or $10. You said a stone? It's not stone.
It's not stone. So when I went back, she was trying to entice Seven because you know Seven gonna want something. I'm gonna get it for him. I was like, nope, Seven, we ain't got it. Because you know he goes to the spiritual store and he goes shopping too. He get people to drop their prices by being like, "Can you put this on a sale?" Because he got his own money. So he's gonna bargain and they're gonna. I don't know. I really don't try to stop him. I think he should keep doing it. He saved me money and himself. So he was like, "Well, ma'am, can you do this on a discount?" Because that's a lot more than what we're used to paying. And so she looked at him and she said, I'm just going to make you one for free. How about that? Because I was going to buy him a necklace and a bracelet with this specific stone. I was like, this is so beautiful. I've never seen it. I've never seen it because it's glass. When she gave him the free the free bracelet, he kept up with it for so long. And then it hit the floor one time. And when it broke, he was like, Mom, this ain't real stone. This is glass. It's not even rock. When he handed it to me and I looked, it was glass. So I feel like she said, fuck you to me. That's how I feel. I'm not buying nothing from that lady no more. I like her. She's so kind. And I'm gonna keep saying what up though, but I'm not
Yeah. See, because I didn't buy nothing from her either. And I wanted malachite. She had little bitty beads and she was like, for the regular size beads, it's like $40 a bead. And she was like, nobody's gonna spend that much. So that's why she had the little.
That's how much it costs though. It's expensive, malachite.
But it did, yeah, exactly. And it did.
Oh, malachite. But I mean, also though, if she's really selling the real thing, because that glass thing threw me over
what kind of stone was that supposed to be? The glass.
It was supposed to be, he had a mixture. He picked, this is what he chose. And even though it didn't look so hot together, when it finished, it looked good. He got obsidian and onyx put together. She was like, this is normally a $70 bracelet, but I'm just going to give it to him. And I was like, that's odd, but thank you. And so it's because it's not really real what she's saying it is. You know, she might have some real stones in there, but I would just like cross-check reference, take your magnet type thing, because you could really verify its authenticity.
She's probably not even doing a real workup where she's even getting it from.
You know,
Somebody
and
selling
honest to God, truth, she may not know herself. No, she does. She makes them. I watched her make them. I sit there and watch her make them. I will say that maybe we're paying for her hard work, but we are not paying for the authentic stones that she's saying that she's selling. That's not cool.
Here and rock with these folks. I don't see no pork on the menu. Yeah, we might be able to work it out.
Yeah, they don't have.
I had a lamb burger yesterday. So.
Oh, the lamb burger is good, but that black bean burger, I didn't think it could get better than the lamb. Get that black bean burger next time.
I don't have it all. I've been going there for years.
Oh, I just started. I'm so new to them. It's so
My
good.
mama told me about that spot. She knows the owner. So. That old dude.
Organic, juicy.
Yeah,
Fat
everything.
burger, and they ain't got no grapefruit or lemon in it. Come on now, we gotta do better now. We gotta do better.
They used to be the spot. They used to close like 3 in the afternoon because they ran out of shit. So now they kind of
still
used
do.
to the clientele.
No,
Yeah.
they still run out of stuff all the time. I love
Yeah,
it.
they didn't have bananas yesterday.
Damn.
They haven't had
Right
bananas
on.
in a while though. They need to take it
Yeah.
off because you don't offer it at this point. Since November,
Oh,
you
what?
Moss?
What, they was out of bananas still?
No, CMOS.
Oh, see, yeah, they need to take that off. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't even. Since November, it's not that you're out; it's that you guys don't intend to re-up.
We're gonna have to call them out on that. But they're good overall for the most part. $10, $11, you add your a sandwich, whatever you pick, turkey, black bean or lamb, and with the smoothie. Can't beat it.
Oh, they got an all vegetable one too, where you don't get a actual patty on it. That's delicious too, because they're vegetables. They do something special with. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a
black
cool
folks are
little.
amazing, bro.
It's a cool little vibe. It's kind of like you went to your auntie or grandma's house. They got the couch in there and shit.
It's like
Sit
you went
on
to
the
your auntie or
couch.
grandma's house while they got everybody drinking on the back porch.
Mhm. So
Hey,
the
have
Why
any
you
of
back
y'all
there
ever
in the
heard of
first
HS?
HS.
HS. It's Sativa or something like that.
Oh,
hydrosativa.
It's hydro. I can't say the scientific name of it. It's like hydrotitis suppurativa or something like that, man. But it's called HS. People just say HS, and with it, it's an autoimmune disease. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
what?
Something to do with like
hydrodenitis. I see it.
I've heard of it. I've never heard of that.
Suppurativa, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what, you just smoke weed and you're better?
Nah, it's like what it is. It's like a boil. It's like where you sweat at. You know what I'm saying? Like boils will appear. It's like it's like the infections, and you got and you will have flare ups and certain and it's different and it's different for certain people because like what makes them flare up. You know what I'm saying? It could be something that you're eating. It could be doing smoking. It could be something that you're using. You know what I'm saying? It's different things and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like, and I had, you know what I'm saying? So also like, and who else I seen famous Johnny Blaze, she talked about it. And I didn't even know it was that common of a thing, but it's very common. And so they don't have like a real cure for it. You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's an autoimmunity. So it's like they don't really, you know what I mean? They don't really care about it. So
right.
It's this black woman in Atlanta. Like I know, like everybody been searching for something that gonna help them and all that. You know what I'm saying? And how to get rid of it and all that. You feel me? This black woman, I don't know how she came up with it, what the process is, but she got like a kit. And the kit got like the body wash, she got like this cream, it's like when the skin darken, it lighten the skin up or whatever. It's like a rub. Then she got like 3 different type of acids, right? That you spray on there, and and it gets rid of. Basically, what she did, she pretty much created a cure. but she can't call it a cure. You get what I'm saying? Because you got to be careful. You know what I mean? Like how you go about that when you invent something like that. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people that suffer from it. So you know what I'm saying? Like, just like me said, like coffee, caffeine. Like I can't drink coffee. I drink
Really?
coffee. Oh man, what? Like, oh my God, like it flare, and that shit hurts. Like when I say it hurts, it's so painful. I'm talking about very, 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 very painful. It could be between your legs. A lot of women have them on their breasts, on your armpit. Like you can't even.
I used to get
Can't
them when
even.
I played football, and like I would sweat so much, you need to like hurry up, take a shower. I would usually get them on my legs.
I've never heard it. I thought you was talking like dumbass. I heard
We would call them boils.
Yeah, it's like it'd be a whole bunch of boils with like you could have boils, you know what I'm saying, but it's not HS though. And it's like it's more like an infection up on the hair follicles. You know what I'm saying? And
like a form of dermatitis or like not folliculitis almost.
Yeah, so almost like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, bro, like it's amazing like how that stuff got away. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I had to get away from. That's how I learned about, you know, deodorant, how the aluminum and stuff are all in there and everything. And now I don't went all through the process. You know, I look for deodorant. I use lines. I use lines. That's my deodorant.
Lines?
And it works like 3-4 days. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's
If you
shocking
don't
shit
smell
out of me. I was
nothing.
like,
I have like an Egyptian musk soap. I mean deodorant, but I've never used lime. I heard of lemon.
Lime is very well. Yeah.
Yeah, and it holds you for days. Like,
See, that's like that stone, you know, the stone that you wet, the actual mineral. I used that for like 6 months and then I didn't use deodorant for 3 years. I just never sweat working out, anything. Or if I did sweat, the bacteria that causes the odor was so neutralized within me. Like I forgot that I didn't wear deodorant until it stopped working. And then I had to start using it again. Like, oh shoot, it has a 3-year wear off. I don't know.
What's that called?
A salt stick.
Oh yeah, the line version.
But it's one specifically that I use with the mineral. It's natural minerals that they.
Yeah, I need that specific one because there's a lot of deodorants out there with the salt and stuff, and they don't really work. But
it's because the same thing as the lady making the bracelets. Once the knowledge gets out there, everybody wants a piece of the market, which I don't blame them. But are you tried and true? Do you also?
Yeah, they don't even use that stuff themselves.
Yeah,
they don't even use it.
So what the bracelet and the crystals now? What do they do?
It depends on
your energies. It depends on what it is. I feel like A is about intention. B, depending on what it is that you're wearing, you know, like Tiger's Eye is meant, in my opinion, for business owners or people who want to be successful. You know, it just pushes a certain type of energy forward. Amethyst, like I've been having a lot of bad dreams lately, so I've been charging my crystals, you know, under the full moon, and then I've been literally sleeping with amethyst under my pillow because it's supposed to ward off nightmares. So just certain things like that.
And like, not only does it depend on which stone you're using, but like she said, like most people will tell you, like the intention is the number one thing. A lot of people try to tell you that stones don't have any way of doing things, but if you look back, every culture might have a different stone that they know has a different characteristic that seems to go hand in hand with it, like jade with money and hematite for like protection. I have a healing stone, a green calcite, and I know it pulls infection and illness out of the body, but you got to like cleanse it afterwards. So it depends on what stone it is. It also depends on, like you said, your intention. I believe that the intention kind of is a little bit stronger than the stone because we're that powerful of being. There's just a physical manifestation of the power within, and it's helping you identify and associate with that specific power.
Yeah, cause I remember I was trying to learn more about them one time. I was asking this girl on Facebook, like she was selling them, and what pissed me off, and I hate when females do that. Like I'm asking you about the product you selling.
Yeah, that goes
and
yelling
you act
again.
like, yeah, you act like I'm trying to holler
yelling.
at you. I'm like, shout it, stick to the script. I asked you about the stones, bro. Like, what if Come on, man. Well, like, why are you getting the attitude? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm asking questions. I'm
Well,
not trying
first
to
of all,
strike a
on behalf
conversation.
of all of us, we're sorry that she pissed you off so bad because we all felt it. You went to yelling again. That lady pissed you off so bad that we felt it today.
Oh, like,
That
because
shit
it
20
don't
years
happen
later,
so
my
much.
man.
It don't happen so many times. I remember I asked one girl, like, she was talking about that she said weave, right? And so, my niece, I was gonna buy her some hair. You know what I'm saying? I take care of my nieces. And so I was like, so so do you have it like on hand, or like what your prices is or whatever? And then she was like, she told me the prices. So I was like, so how I get it from? Oh, I don't do the DM thing and all that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get the out. Yeah, she thinking I'm trying to get her social media so I can DM her to holler at her like, Shawty, I don't like you. Like, come on,
Business
girl, don't do
ownership
that.
is not for everyone, and that doesn't discriminate Black women, Black men, or anything in between. Everyone's not meant to be a business owner. Somehow we knew when we were less civilized that everybody should stay in their lane. Everyone's
Ooh,
specified.
This is
y'all
G's
speaking
favorite
on
topic.
this now.
I'm about to say this G favorite topic.
Yes, it
Everybody's not
is.
a leader.
Did I talk about the one with the whole eat by your blood type?
Yes.
And the
that's
lady
why-
had a book. Oh my God. But see, also
I missed
honestly, it
that.
was with the trading. Okay, I'll go back to that. There was somebody I know that works out and promotes eating by your blood type. And she came out with an ebook. So I was like, all right, I'm interested in the book. But she was thinking I was trying to like holler at her. Now, me and her had each other number. I've known her for a few years. And last time we ever spoke, she saw me at Kroger, but she didn't tell me she saw me. She messaged me on Facebook later and was like, oh, I saw you earlier at Kroger.
She was a creep.
And I don't care who you are, homeboy, anybody. I do not like that. I do not like that. I do not like that.
Why do I give a fuck that you saw me earlier and you didn't say hi?
Yeah, you saw
And then
me
you
in the
still
live.
wanted to sew into her business? Fuck that.
Yeah. So I don't like that, whether you're a homeboy, homegirl, whatever, with the whole, oh, I saw your post about this, about your business, whatever, and you didn't like it, comment or share, or I'm not asking you to do that, but don't do that. And so I was interested in the book because she posted it, she had a link, and when I went to it, the link didn't work. And she's acting like all I wanted to do was point out that her link didn't work. It's like, lady, you the one that posted it. You need to
What about
do your
thank
due
you?
diligence.
What about
Yeah,
thank
you know
you
what
for
I'm saying?
making sure I'm on my
Exactly.
P's and
So
Q's
you
so I
could-
don't look like an asshole?
Exactly. So then you could delete the whole post, fix whatever you got to do. And she's explaining how you, my bad, it's a little strawberry. But she's posting on, she's talking about how she's not used to being an entrepreneur, and this is just something she's new to. She still work or whatever. And I'm trying to tell her, you know what I'm saying? I'm a potential client. I could tell people how it went. You know what I'm saying? I could be like, I bought this book, because there's not many people talking about eating by your blood type, especially Black people. And you got a whole ebook. This can help people. Whoever looking to change their diet, it don't have to be necessarily veganism that's the answer. It could be we don't know our blood type. And I'm telling her all this, and then she's like, well, you're not a customer anyway because I didn't buy the book. I said, lady, I'm a potential
The link
customer.
don't work, bitch. What you mean?
Yeah, I said if you had a review section, I could leave a bad review just because of how this went, and I was gonna buy your book. And now I don't want the book
tripping
now.
hard.
Yeah, and she started to blame it on, oh well, she was thinking I was trying to holler at her, and so she thinking I'm just
Assumptions. There you go.
yeah, because I didn't give her no play. I'm like, you really did not give me no play. I never tried to holler at you for that to happen. It's not like I tried to holler at you and you rejected me. It never happened.
What does any of that have to do with you telling her about the link to her product not working?
Yeah, she thinking I'm mad some kind of way because I couldn't, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. When you saw me in the store, you messaged me that you saw me and didn't say shit.
That shit is
So
weird. You still
you
wanted to
look
buy.
weird to me. Yeah, just how
No,
girls
she was
say
bitter because
dudes
she
are
wasn't like,
creeps.
hey girl, why you
You the
ain't come and
creep.
say nothing to me?
She probably
Yeah, so-
liked you. That's really the problem.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
that
that
sounds
would
like
be
a
more
fatal
obvious.
attraction.
That would be more obvious. And I was never on that even type of energy with her. We don't really even talk like that. It was just we linked up one time and it never went nowhere. She was
She
honestly
wanted more
wanting to
G.
learn Forex and
She
she
He
wanted
probably
more
know
of
that
that
the other
daddy
day.
chart
So
energy.
shit.
y'all ass don't let me talk. Y'all got it.
We
'Cause
mad now.
really-
We don't
we're
want to
mad
hear
at the
about it no
lady.
more.
Yeah, fuck
She's
that
done.
lady. She wanted the D, and that's how we feel
Yeah.
about it.
But my thing about entrepreneurship is just I'm tired of friends whoever
Ooh, a
keep
daytime
telling me
light.
that they're going to support your business. Like you don't have to keep constantly telling me that. We're cool without you saying that. Now I kind of don't want to talk to you or even be cool because I hate that type of energy. I hate people that apologize for nothing. Like I get it, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm the type of person let me know there's nothing to apologize for. Stop. That's an energy in itself as part of people pleasing. We need to get rid of that trait. We don't have to people please. If you do something wrong and you need to apologize, cool. But if I'm doing a call and you could jump on here every week or whatever and make money and stuff, and you're not jumping on, don't apologize to me for that.
It's on you.
Yeah. And so I don't want to, I'm tired of hearing the sorries. I'm tired of getting on calls with people who apologize 5-6 times. I don't want to hear it. You know
That's
what I
because you
mean?
ain't a sorry motherfucker, so you don't hang out with sorry motherfuckers.
Yeah. But they can be genuinely nice people. It's just the fact that they carry that energy. We can't work with that. We can't do nothing with that type of energy. You got to get rid of that for this to go forward. Because that's going to lead into other stuff. That's going to lead into you feeling sorry for yourself every time something go wrong and you're going to beat yourself up about it. And we're going to do that already. But if we can eliminate something, that's where I'm at. That's where I come in at.
Well, if it's something that you can fix it. They're saying they're sorry for not supporting your business. What am I going to do with that? That's not you giving the product out. I can't do nothing with that.
That's not paying my phone bill. That's not whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of hearing it. You know, we've been off just being associates and friends and cool that way. Then to keep hearing, oh, I'm gonna buy this next week, or I'm gonna do that.
I can't talk no shit because it took me forever to get my product. But I did.
That can be cool, but you really didn't constantly, you said it a little bit, but not like that. You didn't constantly, every time we spoke, oh, I'm gonna buy this. Yeah, you kept reminding me that you wanted to get it, cool. But I know I got people that are entrepreneurs, friends that sell stuff, and I want to buy something that they have. I don't keep going, hey man, I'm gonna still get that. It's to the point where they keep messaging me about it. And I
I
don't
asked
want
you
to,
for prices like 6 times. I said he's gonna chop. Let me just go back and look.
Right.
Yeah.
I
The thing
was
about
tripping. I was tripping.
yeah, because the thing about that too is like I really done sent that. People don't be, catching on. One lady just did that recently. I had to share some stuff too. And she was like, I'm still waiting on the prices. And I'm like, I sent that yesterday. Scroll through your messages. But here it is again, just in case you didn't get it the first time. So
yeah.
You have to go. Don't you have to go like an hour ago?
Yep, finally.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Y'all can stay on this call, y'all want to. I can leave somebody as the host. It's up to y'all.
We be wanting to, but then we all be like, oh shit, let me go ahead and get started with my day.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great, y'all. Y'all always give vibes. Vibes.
Always and forever.
My trade is still blue for the record. Bring it back on home for a second.
Right. Yeah, I got in and out long time ago. Long time ago.
So I did on my 20-tip account, and then I did on I'm gonna see what happens if it's gonna hold this low account.
I'm gonna let y'all know. I'll sign up with this broker and see if it lets me do it on my iPhone. But don't judge, because it's an iPhone. If it
wait, what's that link that somebody sent out? Loyalty
that I sent.
That's what you're talking about?
The broker that I'm gonna use?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Liquid FX. That's the one I'm gonna try to sign up with and see if it lets me add the MetaTrader 4.
Oh, okay.
We'll see what happens. One of my
Hey,
traders.
I wanna ask y'all ladies something, man.